But it's finally time for a ReZero discussion stream. It's been a very long time coming. Shout out to Zypher for making this shit happen. You know, round of applause for Zypher.
Yeah, he got us all on board.
He's on it. He's on it.
Because if it weren't for Zypher, I would have just kept talking about it and I wouldn't have done anything. I'm not even gonna lie
I
to
was
you,
like,
so.
dude, I'm tired of not being able to talk about it with anyone. I need to make this happen.
See, me and Son are like slackers. We want to do stuff, and we're just like, we push it off, and we push it off, and then eventually it happens.
That's facts. I definitely do that. But Chibi, don't lie. You are a hard man to pin down, though, man.
I don't know, just those days I'm just like, oh, I'm busy, or I'm sleepy.
I will say,
you know, whatever.
I feel you.
Chibi, you have been getting better at responding faster, so I'll give you that.
I'm trying my best. It's difficult, you know. It's difficult.
I feel that.
And
Look,
busy with Warhammer.
Everybody has those days. Everybody has those days, man.
Hey, Warhammer's good. Don't be hate. But
all right. No, wait. Hold on. Before I just need to make this known. Before we actually talk about ReZero or I introduce anybody that's here, everybody needs to know that Chibi challenged us to a game of Uno. Okay. And
why is Uno $13?
It's $13.
It's $13.
If you wait for Steam sales, like $5.
Yeah, give me that shit, Zypher.
Not anymore.
You're gonna have to give me this.
Not anymore.
You missed that opportunity, buddy.
Oh, it was like $4 before.
Yo, look. It's $13. Fuck it. I'm buying it so I can beat Chibi's ass in Uno. Okay. Look.
I'll destroy you.
I
want it on record. I'm going to destroy Sun. I am going to destroy Sun, and this is going to be upset. He is going to be upset.
I don't know.
Best of what?
All right, yo. Y'all, you know you can do predictions on Twitch, right? Who you think is winning the Uno game between the two of us? Don't.
I'm playing too. It's me. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna destroy both of you, and then I'm gonna feel bad about it because you guys are gonna cry. And I'm not. I don't want to be responsible.
Y'all are delusional. I don't know who told you. You must have been playing with amateurs your whole lives. Like
I've literally never played Uno before in my entire life, but I will still be the one who.
Wait, are you being serious? You've never played Uno?
Not my entire life. Literally never once.
And if he wins, that is a goddamn shame.
That is sad existence not to play Uno.
That's like a detrimental part missing from your childhood, bro. Like what?
Never played Uno.
No Uno.
Literally no Uno.
Okay.
I only know Uno from the meme.
Hey, we get some support in chat from me. Oh yeah, look at that. They're all saying it. I got this. I'm gonna win.
No, this man said Pandora will win, which is actual facts. That's actual facts. But
well, that settles it.
Y'all want to introduce yourselves so that everybody knows who's here? I'm pretty sure everybody knows.
Memali Romanicanti.
I'm gonna need you to work on that, bro.
You put a little power behind that.
I'm gonna need you to work on that just a bit. I'm gonna give you an 8 out of 10 because the energy was there.
I don't know if I can match that. Damn, he kind of set the bar a little too high now. Okay.
But yeah, let's just go from left to you guys can see what the order is of this call. Right?
Yeah.
From
Same
left
order.
to right.
Okay, so what's up, guys? You know, it's me, Chibi. Me and Sun been trying to do a video for a very long time. Finally here, thanks to Zypher kind of forcing me. He literally grabbed me. He's like, get in here. You're doing this discussion. And here I am. And then he got Sun and all of us together. And I'm just happy to be here and talk about series I love. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess it's my turn. Okay. ED Anime. Yes, I am here. Ready to talk ReZero Season 2, man. Really happy to be here, man. Thank you for the invite.
For sure, bro. For sure.
Oh, it's me. I was downloading Uno. My bad.
He really serious about this.
No, I'm serious about Uno. I'm gonna destroy you.
Hi, I'm JoJo Talks Too Much. I talk about seasonal anime every day, to the point where I injured myself, literally talking. But yeah, that's me. And then I died and became a zombie. Truck-kun. Long story. Anyway, Memory, go ahead.
Shit.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Nate or Memory here. Glad to be here, and it's been a long time coming.
I ain't introducing myself, so Zyver.
All right, so I'm the guy who does the original content. I do reactions. I know no one else has heard of that. It's actually such an interesting
Well,
concept.
wait, can you explain that to me? What is that exactly?
Oh, so what you see, no, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, just like everyone else, I like talk about various seasonal anime, and sometimes here and there, I also stream every single day over on Twitch. Just like, son, do you do that daily now? But
Yes,
I
sir.
pretty much try to do it daily. Yeah, that's been pretty fun, streaming Final Fantasy 14 and
The problem
that.
is you go live when I'm trying to go to sleep, bro. Like I don't understand why y'all gotta stream at fucking 12 a.m.
Hey,
That's me
All
too.
day,
That's me
dude.
too whenever I stream.
Sniper is always on late at night. I see this man tweeting and on social media late at night. And don't be asking why I know this because like I may be up or may not. But the point is, this man's always tweeting. It's like I'm up. Doing
That's
his
literally
streams and
yeah.
stuff.
That's literally me and Zypher like 5 a.m. He's like, we're like ReZero
God
tomorrow.
damn.
AOT tomorrow.
5 in the morning, everyone's like asleep.
Just
We're like,
too
"Let's
hype, man.
go!"
Starting the day
Yeah,
off early.
like 5 a.m. Yo, good night, bro. Good night. ReZero tomorrow. AOT tomorrow. It's like everyone's getting up and shit.
That's what I'm saying. I literally wake up to those tweets. It's both of y'all. I wake up to these tweets and you'll be like, yo, have a good night. And I'm like, this was 2 hours ago? Are you serious?
Yeah, like, they don't sleep. They don't sleep.
God
Oh,
damn.
man.
All right, so that's everybody. Somebody said we should have got a kid nut, and trust me and believe that I'm going to invite the man when we do the final one. All right. I wouldn't call it the final one, but we're doing another one of these
End of
after the
season.
finale for season 2. And that's going to be a lot more people. I promise y'all that. But for now, I wanted to keep this one on the smaller side. Otherwise, we're going to be here for fucking 5 hours, and I don't have time for that. So,
Alright.
yeah. But yeah, basically what we're going to do with this stream is I don't really have any concrete plans as to what we discuss. I just want to organically kind of get into season 2 as a whole, hear everybody's thoughts about it, especially the last 2 episodes, but we're going to talk about the whole thing. Chat, if you have anything that you want us to discuss or anything like that, feel free to bring it up. And that's basically it, man. That's basically it. So we're going to start with this newest episode, right? Actually, you know what we need to say first and
Please.
foremost? The OP exists. It's real.
Oh yeah, I know. It
yeah.
actually
It's magical.
exists. So
Out of nowhere.
I have a word to say about that. So it's obviously, if you've seen it by now, there are a lot of spoilers in that opening song. Like,
Oh yeah, I've
like
known.
Oh,
if
yeah.
if you really sit down and look at it, there is a lot,
Mhm.
and I could see a lot of people having some mixed reactions to that. But it's a good opening. I think it really gets the point across if you look past the spoilers, because like we got to look at the message and the theme of the first opening from season 2 to what we have now. The first opening was Realize and Subaru by himself trying to get to that light as quick as he can and by himself. And then you look at this new opening and you see
It's
kind
just
of
a montage of
it's a
everybody.
montage of everything, of all the characters, what they've been through, the moments leading up to right now. You even see a scene with Subaru in the middle of the door looking back and all that, and Amelia looking at him. And
Mhm.
so you see the reference to Realize as well. It's more of an inspirational song showing that they made it this far, and that they're here together. Subaru isn't by himself. I think it's a really good opening for that. But that's just me. And then that final scene with I love myself or whatever with the Amelia.
Yeah.
That scene
Yeah.
tells me how this season is ending, though, 100%.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
But here's the thing: I haven't fully analyzed these visuals. I don't even know if I really
Yeah,
want
I
to.
haven't either.
No,
Because-
I really don't
Yeah, I
recommend
don't.
it. I
Yeah.
looked at it. It's very spoilery. Very bad.
I
I'm
mean,
glad I didn't pay.
want
I'm
and
glad I
appreciate
didn't
it.
pay. Yeah, I didn't pay too much attention, so I'm actually glad I didn't really. I did notice they are using like there were like a lot of shots that we've saw like already in the episodes that they had in the OP, but OPs be doing that like a lot to be honest. But yeah, I honestly didn't really pay.
let me
too
ask
much
you this,
attention.
though.
I think this opening not being in the first 6 episodes make a lot more sense now, because
That's
if
exactly
it
what
was
I
at
was
the
gonna
beginning
say.
of the season,
Yeah,
Exactly
yeah.
what I was gonna
in
say.
this core, it would have spoiled the entire
Like
core.
they
Right.
purposely held off, because I know that y'all readers are telling me that there's a lot of spoilers hidden in there, right? But there's just blatant spoilers for the first 6 episodes of the season.
Yeah,
If they had
There's
aired
a
this at
couple
any point
ones,
earlier,
I probably should have mentioned. There's a couple I noticed that I'm like, okay, so this is what's gonna happen in the next following episodes.
yeah.
Doesn't the
those
OP
those are
literally
apparent
start
to me. Those are apparent to me.
The OP like literally starts off, I think, with Amelia and Subaru like
The kissing.
Yeah,
it's
like, like it literally starts off in that
first chord. What is happening?
Right.
It also spoils the Amelia stuff that happened in the episode today with
Yeah, oh, yeah.
the blood on
a
her
little bit with the
face.
blood on her face. And stuff.
Yeah, it actually even showed that. So
Yo, shout out to White Fox for removing it.
It actually worked out. Yeah, I understand why they've been hiding it. I guess maybe it was intentional. I don't know.
Well, I
intentional.
think it's a good opening though. It's
Oh
really
yeah.
Well, what about let's give Mayu her flowers though, please, because the song is fucking exceptional.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been out for a bit now, right?
Yeah, but I haven't listened to it.
I
haven't listened to it.
The full song.
The song was. I heard it a while ago, and
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. But then
Wow.
the visuals added on top of it just made it even like more great for me.
I just been listening to that song on repeat every time I'm editing.
man.
So I mean, I heard it enough.
Y'all lucky, man. I was purposefully waiting so I could react to the song, and I regret it because I could have heard this weeks ago, man.
It's so good. It's so good. Now we need to know the ending song. Like we need to have the full ending song visuals. Now that's the next thing we gotta see.
I do like the ending song more than the
biggest
opening,
mystery
too.
of this
Small
core is the
steps.
opening and the ED.
Small steps. We're making progress.
Well, if you think about Core 1, right, we saw the opening visuals maybe like twice, whereas we saw the ED pretty much most of the time. So I think this is going to be the inverse now.
Hey, it's always going to be welcome because I feel like whenever they bring it in, it's always like the perfect timing. Like they always played at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget that one scene with the ending song from season 1 where Subaru, is looking at Puck coming out of the mansion, and the ending song
credits.
Credits. Oh man,
that is probably one of the best scenes I've ever seen with like ending song credits playing over.
That's facts. That's absolute facts. Yeah,
like they really know how to do some good music over certain scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, if you really think about it, if you take Amelia's backstory as a complete thing, all 3 episodes is basically it's a movie in itself. The Amelia backstory, it's a whole movie. It's an hour and a half.
Yeah, especially if you drop frozen bonds as an attachment to that, and you drop memory snow as an attachment to that too. It's kind of crazy, but I love the last 2 episodes, man. I think it's
absolutely
some of the craziest the series has ever been.
Actually, I have a question for all of you, since I'm the only one that knows what's gonna happen. What's everybody's thoughts on our man Juice after everything? Like, this is a man.
How we view him? Okay.
This is a man that I know everybody loved to hate in season 1. He was a great character.
Yeah.
He was basically the antagonist of season 1. He caused so much hell for Subaru since the very beginning he was introduced. And to see his character in such a light these past few episodes, I'm curious, how do you all feel about him? Do you think that these episodes have made him better for you?
Likable?
Yeah,
definitely.
I think the best way I could put it, right, is when I finished season 1, the only thing I walked, as much as I loved it, it's a 10 out of 10 for me no matter what. But the one thing, that feeling I had is like, man, like there's like this feeling of like the antagonist. Like I was like, I love to hate Bazilius, but it's not enough for me to think of him as like a top antagonist. But now with the season 2 context, I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. Rewatching season 1, I'm gonna be like, Betel again. I'm gonna be loving this man when I watch season 1. There's gonna be so much more depth to him, and it's gonna be so much more tragic seeing this man does what he does in season 1.
I actually have something I want to tell you guys. I was gonna save it for my video, but I'll just say it here. The scene where he kills Rim in front of Subaru.
I saw it already. I saw the dialogue.
Yeah, the dialogue is it's basically straight up what happened with Fortuna, and how he was saying, Subaru, because of you and you not doing anything, she died because of your slothfulness.
Man.
And then he looks down and he starts to kind of cry and acts a little bit different in that scene.
And he says something about like having it being done with his own hands, right?
Shit.
Yeah.
So it gives depth to what he's saying. Everything he's saying happens because of Pandora and Fortuna that takes place here. The context is now given.
It's just crazy that like from how we saw him in season 1, like where he went down the path where he literally was like, I guess, broken or whatever you want to say. Like his whole thing initially was to protect Fortuna and Amelia, and it's just like I would have never thought, like, just from how we saw in season 1. So
I just wrote him off. Yeah.
To actually get that, like, to see like from the beginning when he went down that path, it was all to protect Fortuna and Amelia.
That's a good point. So
Yeah.
the Lux in the chat said that towards the end of season 1, when Amelia kills his finger and starts tearing up without knowing why.
Yeah, she does. Yes, it's
It just
episode
makes
23.
so many
Episode
things.
Subconscious. Okay.
So many things.
There's another scene too to consider. Remember, we now know that Pandora is able to manipulate memories and all of that. So it's clearly something went on there. And you gotta remember now, he was constantly after Satala. Multiple times. I love you, I love you. Why don't you remember me? Even if you don't remember me, I love you, I love you. And he kept screaming this towards Subaru at the end. And now we could probably consider what he was actually saying. He was referring potentially to Fortuna.
Damn.
So he was never
seen the rewatch. I haven't done my rewatch yet, but I just
that rewatch about a hit.
I really want to wait until the season 2 is over, but damn,
I've rewatched season 1 2 times, and this shit, the fourth one's about to be the best one.
Yeah, that shit's about a hit.
To answer your original question, though, Chibi, I never disliked Betelgeuse.
I never did.
I always thought the only time I hated him was after what he did to Rem. But other than that, he was always such an interesting character to me, right? So this only makes it crazier. Do I feel bad for him now? Yes, because before I didn't feel bad for him. I was like, this is a good, well-written antagonist. But now that I see why he did what he did, I'm like, oh shit, okay. Now the character, it's a much more robust character than he was before. For sure.
And yeah, I think just this shows once again how the writing of ReZero can really amplify characters that you wouldn't think would be relevant anymore and just bring them to a whole new level. I mean, honestly, did you expect to see the Sloth again in season 2 after
Not in this light.
You probably would have heard about it, maybe a little bit about him or something, but actually get that information.
I think it would get to that extent.
I assumed that we would hear about him again just from the other archbishops in some sort of context. That would
I was something that did catch my attention though, that like kind of piqued my curiosity, that was like, okay, they might be bringing him back into the into the mix somehow, or showing him again, was when Bayako, like in the library, when she said like juice and she was like crying. So like that was something that like caught my that was like what beginning, was that towards beginning of this season?
This season.
So that was something that I was like, okay, like that was probably like a reference to like this juice, I would say, or the one we saw like in the flashback. Yeah. So like, well, it's the same person, but he's just like after he went down the path that he did. So like that was something that caught my attention. I was like, okay, are they like, there's something there obviously that they're gonna maybe bring up again, that there's something else that we haven't saw. And then obviously we had the past couple episodes, so
right.
Yo, Chibi, to quickly go off of what you said about with the whole thing with Gius, out of anyone, even though I love everything that happened with Gius, the last person I ever thought that I would love so much, and we gotta show him love, is our boy Otto.
Otto, yes sir.
Wait, hold on. Y'all are just now seeing the light.
In this very last scene, he got fully realized as a main component. He has fully become a main component of this cast.
No, he's actually the linchpin he's the linchpin of this actually succeeding for them too. The thing is, Otto been MVP for the longest. Y'all just now coming around. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where you guys have been. Otto's always been.
Jojo, speak on it. Jojo, speak on it.
Yeah, Otto's always been top tier. You guys are sleeping on him.
Y'all been sleep, dude. And each episode that I saw people singing the praises of Otto, I just got happier and happier, dude. The man is a legend. He's by far the best wingman that's ever existed. Okay. He's been MVP for more episodes than any other character in the season.
And I mean, he was even MVP technically in season 1 when you think about some
facts. That's what I'm saying.
Some of it. I know, but season 2 is really what he did in season 2 really what brought it to life for me, man.
You guys are right.
That's what it is.
He's on a different level now.
I don't even want to think about how shit would be. I don't even want to think about how shit would be right now without Otto.
Yeah. We wouldn't be where we're at without Otto. Facts.
We got him on a road. It's like, this man's so insignificant, and then he's like, I must acknowledge you. And like, that scene at the end is so good. That's such a good scene at the end of the episode.
Like, I can't even picture like ReZero now without Otto.
I mean, Subaru probably would not have been able to like help Amelia if it wasn't for Otto. Like, it's like a cycle. Like Otto helps Subaru helps Amelia helps someone else down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hinted at that's probably what happens in the spinoff Greed story. You guys all know about that, right? The spinoff Greed story?
I know about it, yes.
No.
Well,
Greed.
basically, it's not a spoiler now because we're past that point.
Mhm.
But there was a moment in the Greed spinoff, like where Subaru accepted, the hand of the Witch of Greed, and he actually made the contract. And because of that, he experienced 1,000,000 deaths to be able to get out of Sanctuary and overcome everything. But because of that, it isolated him to where he lost his humanity, and any friendships and anything he made, he basically didn't have. Like there was a scene in the, like a passage in the If novel, to where he killed himself just to tell Petra that it was going to be a good day for going outside. So it shows his detachment, but basically you have Otto. He states like, "I wish I could have been your friend." He left a message for Subaru, and Subaru never understood why.
Damn.
That was what was in the If novel. So you were definitely correct on the fact that if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't have had all the good events that are happening right now. He is definitely the main center.
It would be like hell.
That plays off of what Cheese is saying, right? Because like they want us to talk about the fact that he's not prophesized, right? Which I think that relates to what you're saying too. I feel like on some level he is a linchpin for what's about to take place here.
Yeah, he changed the course of history because this was not supposed to end well for them. This was supposed to be tragic. It should have ended up just like how it did for Amelia back in the day, but Otto changed the course of history.
Yeah, and he wasn't even in the book, Rosewall's book.
That's
so because of that, it veered off course.
That's what I'm saying. But in the Greed story, right? You say he's isolated and he experiences all these deaths, but isn't Kidna still with him? Isn't she like basically like some?
She's with him, but it's stated at the end of the If novel that she's growing bored with him.
Right.
Because of
no, basically the way ever since I heard the synopsis of that particular If story, I just thought of Subaru being Light and Echidna being Ryuk in that situation, right?
It's kind of like that. She's more along the lines of she gets Subaru killed just to see what happens,
right?
To be able to experience
her curiosity and thirst for
Jesus.
knowledge, right? And then after all that, you're telling me that she gets bored with him.
Yes, at the end she literally says she's getting bored with him in her mind. Yeah.
Damn. No,
And
we
that's
can't.
what made me
Chat,
read
we
all the
cannot
novels
read.
now,
We
man.
cannot. Us anime onlys cannot read the If stories. I'm telling you, it's not. We can't
Yeah,
do
the
it.
only thing you
Can't
can
do
read
it.
is If, like the Greed one, I would say, or
Your son,
you.
stay away
The
from
Rem,
us.
you can read the Rem one too if you want to read it.
I know chat's not talking to me.
I would definitely not read
Oh.
Pride. Don't read Pride. Don't read Gluttony. Oh my God, don't read Gluttony.
What happened to isn't it Lust? That's the one you got to stay away from.
Oh yeah, the Lust. Stay away from that.
You gotta stay away from all of them straight up. That's what you gotta do. Dude. We're not supposed to read those yet. So.
Yeah, but if you
Those
want a
aren't
good
for
one
you.
though, if you guys really want a good one, read Gluttony or Pride. That's some dark.
Well, you don't have to worry about me.
Right. I'm gonna have to look
Nate's
into
like, don't worry about me. I don't read.
That's literally me.
Barely.
Mishiro says Pride is Arc 5 spoilers and Gluttony is Arc 6 spoilers.
I know.
Dude, you know what's gonna be? You know what Nate says? I'm not gonna be reading. It's gonna be me, Son, and Chibi. You know that SpongeBob meme where everybody's having fun outside. Nate's gonna be Squidward looking outside.
I'm chilling.
No. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I guarantee you, I'm gonna make a bold prediction right now. By the end of this, Nate is gonna be like, "Fuck it, I'm reading," right? And he's gonna fall off so hard, dude. So hard.
See, that's what I'm scared because it's ReZero. I'm literally scared of doing that. Like I'm scared of like, okay, I'm gonna jump into the novels and then I'm not gonna be able to keep up with it. And I don't want to do that to myself.
Well, now is the time to actually jump in because literally Arc 6 just ended and Arc 7 is now just
Arc 7
started.
popping off too. Look, man, I know what everybody wants to say, and I really don't care. Basically, out of everybody we have here, Chibi's the only one that's caught up. ED, you don't plan to read, do you? He's gonna wait.
No, I think I'm just gonna wait.
JoJo definitely doesn't plan to read anything.
If it's gonna be 4 or 5 years,
I don't know.
Again,
No,
It's not.
It's
It
probably
won't.
gonna be like 2 years.
It's gonna be 2 years. Real talk. That's
2 years?
That's my estimation. Because like what I was telling my chat earlier too is that season 2 was greenlit 3 years ago, bro. They just didn't announce it.
Yeah.
So the turnaround is gonna be a lot quicker with season 3, I think. So if you want to wait, you can wait. It's just
I ain't waiting 2 years, bro.
I am curious.
I
on
don't
how
know.
they plan
No.
next season, though. It's gonna be very different. I'm very curious on what they're gonna do about that. I am super curious.
in what way
Because
do you mean?
Okay, I'm gonna.
Can you say that?
Basically, when we look at season 1 and season 2, it's definitely more. It's character driven. There's a lot of dialogue, and when you compare it to the normal series, there isn't a lot of fast paced movement. There sometimes is, but not a lot. Well, Arc 5 is definitely going to have a lot more fast paced movement. Is all I'm going to say.
So,
and I wonder how the animators are going to be able to handle that.
So no, what you're telling me is there's more action.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
So they're gonna. So you're saying that they're gonna potentially have to stretch themselves thin with the amount of work they're gonna have to do. I feel like how you handle that is just slow down the pacing. Simple.
Yeah, I've heard even that's how this season's been. Like, there's been some production. Like, I've just heard like little whispers of that.
But that's the thing, though. If they try to do 30-minute per episodes like they've been doing for Arc 5, they'll burn through the content very quick. Because Arc 5 is not big. Like, you could literally turn that into a 10-episode, 12-episode season.
That's good, though. So what
Arc
you
5 and
do?
6 is probably gonna. Wait, can you fit Arc 5 and 6 into one season?
No.
Arc 6.
I heard Arc 6 is the longest arc or some shit, right? Like.
Yeah, it's the longest.
Yeah.
No, but technically, Arc 5 is a prequel to Arc 6, so it's like you need Arc 6 to get the conclusion. You need Arc 6.
So, like, what you need to do then, just first of all, start giving us an OP and ED every goddamn week and just make it 24 episodes like normal. We'll be all right.
Could you see season 3 just being a 12-episode season just for Arc 5?
Yeah, I could.
I think he was saying if the episodes are around 30 minutes long, like how they've been doing it.
But see, here's the thing. I see people talking in chat right now saying 80 chapters about the episodes. You guys got to remember, Arc 5 isn't a lot of dialogue.
People saying it's not as dense.
It isn't.
That's Chibi's point. It's just there's a lot more action, which I'm hyped for. I need to see that anime.
Most of the dialogue is just describing the action, and you don't do that. You don't translate describing of action in an anime. It doesn't work like that.
So honestly, if that's the case, that makes me more inclined to want to read, because the payoff, I feel like when you're, I guess you can attest to this most of all, Chibi, and I know a lot of you in chat can as well, but like, when you know what's going to happen with ReZero, then it's all about execution for you at this point, right? Whereas
they've been doing a good job for me. I'm
right, but like, you don't have, you see a lot of things that you wouldn't have otherwise seen, but you want to see how they execute. I feel like if it's very action-oriented with Arc 5 especially, then me reading it and watching it will just be a completely different experience, because I'm going to want to see how they animate it.
Yeah, it'll be a different.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying like the action's still dense, but I think the way people don't forget that instead of it getting explained to you and being worded out, it's gonna be all visually represented. So that shit is gonna move quick, no matter what you say of like, oh, the action's still like it's still long. The fights might be long, but it's still gonna move fast as hell because it's like it's a visual representation rather than it being worded.
Right.
And that's the big detail about it. See, once again, people are mixing the density of Arc 5 with the dialogue just describing, like, okay, imagine this. Like, imagine the description of, oh, this person's strength can, like, wipe out buildings or whatever. And it sometimes can take a bit to kind of describe, like, you know, that level of strength or something. And in an anime, you don't really have to do that. They just visually show it. And there's a big difference in how long that takes. So, yeah, I just think Arc 5 will be interesting seeing, because reading is definitely a different experience, like Sun said, when it comes to actually seeing that type of stuff animated.
Also, would you be surprised if there's cuts? I mean, like, Sun, I don't know if you knew this, but chat and, like, Chibi talked about me with this, but apparently Garfield versus Subaru that happened, like, 3-4 episodes ago was a full-on, like, brawl. Like, it was a full-on brawl between them.
Oh, they cut some of the fight out?
And it was just like, it was just an exchange in the anime where like Garfield hit him and then Subaru hit him back, but it was an all-out fist battle. Like they went back and forth for a while.
I'm okay with that cut, honestly.
I'm okay.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be surprised if that stuff happened in Arc 5.
But I disagree with that because of what Chibi's saying, though, Zephyr. Because if it is so driven by that, there's no need to cut.
Oh, because that's the main focus,
right.
I guess.
There's no need to cut anything. You just let it play out.
Season.
It's not Hunter x Hunter. That's what I was gonna say in rebuttal, Chibi. Is it Hunter x Hunter? They do spend the narrator gonna talk to you while you look at a free.
Hunter x Hunter is an odd exception. Like that's a really odd one. Like, there was a lot of complaints about that narrator too.
I
though.
love that dude, man.
Narrator X narrator.
No, like I remember so many people being upset with Hunter x Hunter when episode 111, yeah, it was 111 came out, and I remember so many people being upset with the narrator that basically was constantly there till episode 132.
He ran the whole show.
He was literally nonstop talking in every
Put the man in
single
the
He
driver's
was
seat.
so
bro.
dope. He was so dope, man. How
He
can
was
you hate
literally
on him?
driving. He was literally driving the arc.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I love the narrator, but people had problems with
Yeah, I
it.
didn't have too many. I didn't have
I'm
a
cool
problem
then.
with the narrator at all.
Yeah, that's
But
facts.
getting back into the point though, let's see. I saw a comment here a second ago about oh yeah, so you're talking about cut content. So about that, the thing with the cut content, I don't think anything they've cut so far is relatively anything that would change anything. Yes, it would be nice to have it added. I think it would definitely add probably a lot more flair, like, whoa, that's crazy. But in the grand scheme of things, the main message and context of everything, it still gets across. Example, Garfield and his immaturity. Garfield wanting to stay stuck in the past. We didn't need Subaru punching him and Garfield punching him 10 to 15 more times to get that point across.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We didn't need that. It was very clear what happened. Even the determination of Subaru using unseen hand, seeing Subaru's gate break and all that. Just so many little things. We didn't need anything else besides that. The main message, I think, was, gotten across, I think, to the entire audience.
Yeah.
There is some I'm seeing complain about this latest episode with some cuts once again. And it's
Really?
definitely fair. There was one cut that happened to where Pandora's arm flew off and Amelia grabbed it.
Ooh.
That would have been sick to see. I'm not gonna lie. That would have been sick.
That would definitely would have been sick to
No,
see.
I also forgot to think about the fact that Tepe closely works with the anime producers, so he probably tells them what they can cut and what they can't. So I guess that makes sense.
And some of the things that people are talking about that's been cut as well, I'm seeing in chat, I feel like some of that stuff is only web novel only, and that gives away too much of the plot.
That's the other thing. You guys got to remember, they're adapting the light novel, not the web novel. So they don't even.
Yeah, that's another thing people don't understand. There is a lot of differences between the web novel to the light novel.
Mm-hmm.
They're not adapting from the web novel. Because, I mean, when you look at the first half of Season 2, it's actually rearranged completely different in comparison to how it was in the anime. Like, if you were to read the web novel, the events of everything is wild. Like, Subaru literally has, 2 to 3 tea parties with the Witch of Greed multiple times before, and you only see, maybe 2 at max in the anime. And there's a lot of differences with that. There's... every bit of order of events, extra little details were added in. There was a lot more explanation to certain things, but once again, I think a lot of those details were just giving too much information.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing, because from Tape's perspective, the light novel is an opportunity for him to force the story in the direction that he actually wants to go, learning from the mistakes. You can consider the web novel a fucking draft if you really want to. That's how I would look at it.
Yeah, it basically is.
But that doesn't change the fact that it was the first thing penned, so I do want to read it.
Right.
Not gonna lie.
Personally, I don't really like based on what y'all have been saying, about the cuts and stuff. I think for what this season has been trying to do, with the certain character arcs with Subaru, Garf, Otto, Amelia, it's a very character driven season. So the whole Garfield and Subaru thing, them slugging it out, them cutting something like that, and some of the other things you guys are saying, I think, like Chibi said, they still kind of get across what they're trying to, the message, or what's going on, or what's behind each of the characters. And I feel like the impact is still there, definitely. So I personally, from I said, what you guys have been saying, I don't mind the cuts. But if it was how Arc 5 apparently is going to be, say, just hypothetically, certain characters are duking it out, if it's an action oriented arc, then I'd be okay, if they cut certain fights out or whatever, then it's okay, maybe a little bit of a problem,
or if they off screen a fight, dude, then I can complain, but until then, I don't see the problem.
Chibi, there was this is why, and maybe the same reason for Sun, is there are details that I feel as much as I love everything that they've been doing and it's perfectly fine, I feel the little tiny details they do cut would still amplify it for me personally. And you guys know who Any News is? He does cut content from the light novel.
Oh yeah.
I was watching his latest video, and he goes into further detail between Vitellius and Pandora and how all of that concept and why Amelia left. And apparently they have all these little details in the light novel of like why Amelia leaves early. What was Echidna like trying to, why she wanted her to leave early, and etc. etc. And like, and these little details are mentioned that's never mentioned in the anime that I would have appreciated. And that's why I'm probably going to check out the web novel just so I can get those tiny details that are left out.
I actually want to add on to that. There is something they also did cut out too with the episode. You see Pandora briefly talk with Juice, but you don't get to hear the audio.
Yeah, that's all.
That actually, you know what she says in the web. You actually see.
What did he
That's an interesting parallel because haven't there been instances with Sato where they added the dialogue that should have been stripped?
Yes.
So that's interesting for me to hear that.
But I mean, they showed that she talked to him. We just don't know. But, I mean, it's easy to guess that she manipulated him in some way.
Yeah, he started laughing.
Yeah, the overarching. You get the takeaway from it still, but that's probably purposeful. I can't imagine they would.
This is a minute detail that doesn't really matter. But when I looked up the content, Vitellius has like 79 wives. And no, actually, no, he has 78. He was asking Fortuna to become his 79th.
Yeah,
you're talking about
Regulus.
Oh, yeah.
Regulus.
Regulus, yeah, Regulus, yeah.
Yeah, Regulus is a madman.
He was trying to get Fortuna to become
they said when Fortuna sent him back, they said something about that, like him going back to his mansion with his wives.
Yeah. I'm like, 78? Dog.
Bro, Regulus is out of his flipping mind, dude.
Oh, I love Regulus.
I love him too because it makes no fucking sense. Like he's actually insane. Like you could say Juice is insane, and that's a much more straightforward. And now we have the context for it too. But that's some straightforward insanity. This man is literally. I can't without just like yo.
No, you know what he is like without taking the evil shit out of it, the character. He's like my little brother who's so stubborn on wanting everything done his way. He's like 5 years old.
Okay, hold on. I was supposed to be like, you did not just compare your brother.
Oh, you just compared your brother to Regulus.
But then he said, he said he's 5 years old and it all made sense.
No, but I'm saying take the evil shit out of the context.
Yeah,
I'm saying
he's a fucking child.
He acts like a 5-year-old.
He's a fucking child, yeah. He's definitely a fucking child. If he doesn't get his way, he throws a temper tantrum.
I think people also don't understand his title really does fit him. People might mistake his overall actions as prideful, but it's actually very greedy. Like, he walks onto the scene and demands their names and all that, but he doesn't introduce himself first, even though he's the one that kind of butted into the conversation of Juice and Fortuna. His entire persona is like status. You know, give me everything, and I don't need to give
me what I want. If I don't get what I want, then he's a child. He's a fucking child.
Apparently, his 3 rules are never cut him off, always listen to what he says, and then he's always right.
That's a greedy mentality. Plus, the man, like we just said, he got multiple wives.
He's always right.
I don't know what to tell you. Shit.
So Pandora though. Can we talk about how she just destroyed him?
Man.
Diglett.
She literally said, oh yeah, apparently they also explained why she brought him here. Apparently the only reason is she was just curious how Regulus would respond to the situation. That's it.
That's it?
That's literally it.
So fucking OP though, man.
She's literally like, I just wanted to see how Regulus would act here. Alright, Regulus, you're done. Out. Get out.
There's 2 things I want to bring up with Pandora though. Because last week especially, and I'm involved in this as well. Like everybody that just met Pandora was like, this character is fucking broken, right?
Oh no,
yeah,
she is hella broken.
Yeah,
but I'm not backtracking on that statement because I still think she's broken. But her authority is nowhere near perfect because if it was, she wouldn't have to go through this to unseal the seal. It would be easy clap, right? So there's certain things that she cannot change and rewrite, right? So then it takes me back to my argument that I was having with some people leaving certain comments on certain videos about Reinhardt. Because y'all don't really seem to understand. I really don't think y'all understand how broken Reinhardt is. Chibi, can you help me, please?
Yes. Okay, so Reinhardt, this is technically not a spoiler because it has been explained even in the spin-off of Sekai Quartet. So this isn't technically spoiler. Information's been out there even before this season. So Reinhardt has basically the power to create any other power. So like the blessings that people have, like Otto, how he has the blessing to talk to animals and all that. Well, Reinhardt has the ability to create new blessings if he needs.
And it automatically triggers, right?
Yes.
Like if he needs like if somebody does something to him and he doesn't have a blessing to counteract it, there's a blessing for it now.
Yes, like he will build like if he wants the ability to have telepathy, if he wants to be able to talk to people miles away, he will get that blessing. That's what will happen. He gets that blessing.
The blessing boy.
Yes.
So to all of y'all coming at me talking about Reinhardt can't do this and Reinhardt can't do that, I'm just letting you know that yes, he can. Okay? Yes, he definitely can.
That shit mine now.
Just snatching blessings.
I think it was stated though that Reinhardt would actually be in a draw with Satala though. If
That's what Topic said. Yeah, that's what Topic said.
Wow.
That's what who said?
Topic.
Yeah, the writer. Topic.
Well, I'm sure there's probably stalemates, right? Like for how Regulus and Sylvanas would have a stalemate.
Yeah, I think Regulus actually would, all things considered, destroy Betelgeuse, dude. Honestly, I think Regulus is pretty broken himself.
I know, because I think they said in the light novel that they explain how the only reason Regulus would have won that's because Pandora played a factor in it. Otherwise, that shit would have gone forever, and they would have not gone anywhere.
They were at a stalemate for a long time.
Yeah, they would have not gone anywhere. The only reason they moved forward is because Pandora had a part to play in it.
That makes sense. I still feel like if you map it out, I feel like Regulus, though, no matter how long it would have taken, there's no scenario where Betelgeuse could have beaten Regulus. You see what I'm saying? But there is that's how I see it. That's how I see it.
The only reason why Juice wouldn't have died is because once again we know about his fingers and how he's a spirit technically.
He's a spirit.
That's the reason.
I love how that was like low key confirmed, like all just like literally just slightly in this backstory. By the way, like nobody really got to hear about this until then, and that was something I always thought about. But
guys, we're nearly 45 minutes in, and we've neglected to talk about fucking Subaru. This man, Subaru, how much he's changed and grown this season has been absolutely amazing.
Much growth. I wouldn't even think about putting him as one of my favorite characters in season 1.
No,
honestly.
Subaru
But season 2 really just.
I'll tell you right now, you guys, this isn't the end of Subaru's growth. It only gets better.
Are you kidding?
It only gets better. I promise you, I thought it was the end. There is no way this man could continue to grow after everything. Coming to the realization of trying to love himself, realization not to rely on return by death, not to throw his life away. You would think that would be kind of the end of it, becoming basically like a hero to people. No, it's not the end. It is.
And he laughs, so that must mean it's a lot.
Shout out to the episode title, The Value of Life, bro. When this man was breaking down in front of Ekidona, bro, that shit hit different.
Powerful.
That was so amazing, man. And even like shout out to Subaru's parents, bro.
Subaru's
episode 5.
There's just so many like amazing tier episodes, like absolutely no problem, flawless episodes in this season. That's why I said.
All right, let's do this. Not to take things away from Subaru real quick, but JoJo hasn't really said much. So I want to ask everybody this. So I'm gonna start with JoJo. What's your favorite moment of season 2 so far?
Like the whole thing, or just this core?
The whole thing.
The episode with Subaru's parents.
Okay.
Like hands down, like to me, like I've like Subaru was a character, like like I didn't even really like ReZero the first time.
JoJo hated this series, bro.
You did hate it. I
hated it. And the biggest reason for that was Subaru. Like I just hated Subaru because I was like, "This is your main character. This is your king." Like, I was like, this is so I was like, "Man, fuck this guy." But then I realized, like, oh, that's the point. Like, and then he grows.
That's the point.
He needs to hit rock bottom before he can become GOAT.
Bro, y'all remember fucking episode 13, okay? We don't talk about it, but like...
Episode 18, bro, one of the greatest of all time.
Y'all remember. Remember.
I don't know, I like Subaru since day one.
I liked him since day one, too. He's been my GOAT since day one,
but like, I understood where his character was going.
I understood... The thing is, I always defended Subaru, no matter what happened, but that was the one moment where I was like, you need to learn from this shit, my dude. Like you really
you fought with Amelia in the bedroom?
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason why I think that episode, because it's like Start from Zero, like the episode with him and Rem, was like the moment that I'm like, oh, this show was like fucking something, so like something to sit up and pay attention to. Like this show's really, really interesting. And then we didn't really have an episode that hit me as hard as that. Like the stuff with Wilhelm in season 1 also kind of hit in the same way, but for Subaru in particular, like no episode in season 2 had really hit as hard as that episode did until the episode with his parents, where you really kind of start to see why Subaru acted the way that he did his whole life. Like the boisterous, like, I'm the best and this is going to be great. And like, you can trust me. And
his inferiority complex. Yeah.
Yeah. Like towards his dad, and like seeing, like actually getting to say goodbye to his mom this time instead of just like kind of like walking out the door and not saying anything. It's easily the episode I think that hits the hardest, and this episode definitely hits hard too. Like they all hit hard, but that one in particular for me, just like I just think that episode's like super good.
I agree with that. That's fair for sure. ED, you got a favorite moment from season 2?
It would probably be the same, but it's more so probably a toss up between that episode with the parents and the kiss episode, man, with Amelia, cause that started the drastic change in who my top waifu was for the series. I ain't gonna lie, man. I didn't like Amelia too much. I liked her.
Whoa! Wait. I'm gonna need you to rephrase that so it's a little bit more suitable to
EMT stand. Okay, I see you.
You don't do that in my chat, bro. Because if you do that in my chat, that it's not gonna work out.
I was the Ekidana stand. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then that episode, I was like, damn. Maybe I really have to change a little bit, okay? Maybe I have to make a decision.
My son, you saw the error of your ways. It's okay. I'll accept it. I'll accept it.
So yeah, it's probably a toss-up between those 2 episodes, you know?
Okay. Memory, you got a favorite moment?
Honestly, for me, the parents scene, so probably mostly like everyone else. The kiss of life, like ED brought up. I would like, yeah, it's probably between those 2, but I was like a big, even though what happened had me fucked up, the rabbits episode.
Oh
yeah.
God.
This man.
And then you find out out here eating ass, man. The ass eating rabbits. Oh god.
That shit was something else.
The amount of people who were surprised that it killed me, because I'm like, have none of you fucking watched Monty Python? Like everyone's like, the rabbits like ate him. I thought they were nice and fluffy. I'm like, no, dude.
Son, didn't I post a rabbit picture on your post?
That's
like,
what I was literally just about to.
Didn't I do that to you? I posted.
You did, and I was like, I was about to bring these 2. I'm gonna bring these 2 things up. Chibi did that shit, and I was like, bro, it's far too soon for you to be posting some shit like that on my shit. Like, I don't know what you think this is.
I just tweeted before I went to bed. I can't wait for ReZero tomorrow. This man posts a picture of a rabbit. He's like, I'm sure you will.
That's messed up. Dude, that's messed up. But I also remember Nate, like, literally, like, saw you posted like a picture of just like a rabbit outside your house or something, right?
Bro, it was right after that episode, bro. That was some like, I was like, what? No, but I would say that that episode, because like, you know, at the tail end of that episode, like how it transitioned into Subaru and Echidna, like, and Subaru saying that he could use, like, he was finally able to put it out there that he used Return by Death, because before that he'd never been able to tell anybody. So that
value of life,
yeah. So that was like, so the rabbits and just how that segued, like that episode and how that segued into that, I like that was another like key moment for me. But I mean, really, probably the top 2 is like the ones I mentioned before, like JoJo said, and ED, the parents with Subaru, and then that development, and then the kiss of life, like Subaru and Amelia. But that would probably be my 3rd, if I had to say.
Okay, all right. GB,
I think people forget that ReZero can be fucked up.
What's the question now?
Hold on. Everybody knows that ReZero is fucked up, bro.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, that episode,
I know
reminded me that it can be fucking scary.
Yeah, that was
like that actually scared me.
That was really epitome.
I was saying today that for some reason, like, I used to go into every week of ReZero episodes just being like, I'm so fucking terrified as to what's gonna happen this week, dude. And now I kind of like, my hype supersedes my fear. Like, I'm just like, I need to see this episode. Like, I don't even care. I don't even care if the most fucked up shit happens.
I'm ready for the drama.
Exactly.
It's gonna be scary, but fuck it.
But favorite scene, probably the Twister scene. I really like that. That was funny.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Chibi, I'm gonna need you to be serious, bro.
Is that mean what I think it means?
No, it's it's Sloth. The Sloth scene was really good. I love just Sloth. But okay, seriously though, from season 2, probably the Rose Wall reveal. I think that was just
that was so well executed too.
I love that scene so much because it puts in perspective everything since the very beginning of the story, and that everything that Subaru has been through to that very point is literally thanks to Rose Wall. And if you go back and watch the episodes, you'll know that the reason why the barrier was down and why even the mobbies were able to get in the second arc was thanks to Rose Wall. The reason why, there was some distrust is also thanks to Rose Wall. The reason why Amelia had her insignia stolen in the first arc, thanks to Rose Wall. The reason why he wasn't there in arc 3 for Sloth is thanks to him. Just all of these details fall into place. And yet his reveal is fantastic. Like, this man did more sitting down and laying in his bed injured than any other person in the entire series.
I adore Rosewall with everything I got. I fucking love Rosewall.
I love the character so much too. That's a good. That's a really the execution of that scene. Because like for you to even say that tells me that there's no way they could have executed better. Because for me the payoff was like, holy shit. Like I always knew, but I didn't know like that.
Good too. It's so good because, like, when you see Subaru just shaking, it's like, why would you do this? Like, do you hate me? What did I do to you? And he's like, oh, I don't hate you. And it's just, it really shows his character as well. Like, if he could do that to someone he cherishes and he cares about, imagine what he does to his most hated enemy. Like, he did that much hell to Subaru. Like, he literally put Subaru through some hell.
He did.
We know.
He did what he believed he needed to do, though. If you really think about it. So. It's not like there was any malice behind it. He really just
it was no malice, and that's the scary thing about it. He did all of that out of goodwill. That was it.
I find that really interesting when he's saying like how similar they are, and then he just like throws himself in front of the rabbits. He's like, I'm ready for when you could catch up to me, my boy.
Powerful.
But quickly giving my favorite moment, just like Jojo said, it's the parent and child episode, getting the recontextualization and knowing why Subaru's the way he is, why he acted the way he did in season 1, seeing that all come around. And Jojo pretty much said it all completely, but I wanted to quickly piggyback off that thought. And I looked this up, and apparently I wondered what like Subaru's parents were doing. And apparently Tepe said that he's never gonna like end up diving deep into it. So he basically just told people is that the parents, ever since Subaru's been missing, have been just completely and the whole time have been just suffering, looking for Subaru.
They've been trying to find his ass. Because they don't know where he is.
They've been just suffering looking.
Because he's missing. Like you gotta think about it that way, right? Like there was no body. There's nothing. They have no idea what happened to him.
In their mind, I think it's kind of obvious what they probably.
They think he killed himself, but like it's.
Yeah. And then the moment I want to mention, because you guys all mentioned good moments, but another moment I want to give highlight to was the episode Friend. When Subaru starts crying, when like Otto starts gassing him up and letting him know how great of a person he is.
I love that.
And like when he calls him a friend, and Subaru realizes that like for the first time he could call someone his friend. It was such an amazing moment in that cell. Was it like a cell? I think it was like a cell.
Yeah, he was still in the cell. He was still in the cell.
Yeah, he was in the cell.
That's when he let him out.
Oh yeah.
What's up?
Continue. Oh, I was wanting to add more to the scene with the cell, actually, because it just dawned on me that there was a piece of cut content that I wanted to actually mention. Okay. Did you know in that scene when Subaru was locked up that he actually had his eye, like, destroyed by Garfield in the web novel?
Wait, what?
Yeah, in that scene, yes. There was a scene where he was locked up in the cell and Garfield hit him too hard and it hurt Subaru's eye and crushed it.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Oh, damn.
That's messed up.
That's actually.
I mean, I guess that makes sense why he had that freaking jacket like wrapped around his.
Yeah, he did have one of his eyes covered too, though, right? Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, he looked cool as hell.
Bro, I'm ready for Subaru's outfit change, bro. I can't wait for that.
Hey man, the tracksuit iconic. Yeah, and you know what made me realize the tracksuit is iconic? Because I've been playing. I don't know if anybody else picked up this game. Actually, I know. Memory, you picked up the game, right?
I got it.
Oh, the visual novel?
How y'all liking it?
I bought it. I need to play it.
Y'all need to play it, dude. It's super dope. But for the beginning like act of that game, he's in the stupid ass fucking butler outfit, and like when you get the tracksuit, I was like, thank fucking God, dude. The tracksuit. Do not cut it. All right.
You right though. You right.
I'm gonna give my favorite moment real quick, which y'all already named my favorite moment, so I'm not even gonna bother renaming one. One that I'm surprised nobody mentioned, and I'll just give shine to this one. Then is the final episode of Core One, the witches' tea party, when everybody comes through.
Oh yeah.
That shit hits for me super hard, dude. Especially because that is the epitome of Subaru's realization. That's when Kidna loses hold of him 100%. Otherwise, and we talked about the if scenario, which would have been interesting. I'm not gonna lie, but I'd rather not see that. But the one thing that got me was I was not expecting Satala to show up there. Right?
The way she just broke it. And like, I heard you been talking.
Right? And so that plus the face reveal and her dialogue.
Yes.
I was like, holy shit, this is starting. Tape is doing some next level shit with this.
He's doing some madness.
He's doing some next level shit with this. So yeah, that one for me I gotta throw in there. But
yeah, it's a good one.
I don't know about over anime. No. All right, what else y'all want to talk about, man?
Let's see here. I mean, we talked about Pandora already. We talked about.
There is actually one more thing. Sorry, Chibi.
Continue.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wanted to bring up one more thing with like Pandora, like, just like, I feel like what Pandora's introduction really has me thinking about, and because of what we saw in Amelia's like, in her past and through the trial and all that, like. Pandora's introduction, especially like where we're at right now, is like a game changer, like for me, because it makes me like think about a lot of things again, and it's like, oh shit, like what else has Pandora probably had her hand in? Like she's probably had her hand in like almost everything.
A lot.
Literally,
like, what is she going to have?
Literally,
my perspective is that you're gonna slowly. I don't think it's gonna be anything major for a while, but I feel like you're gonna start seeing certain instances that we've learned about already that that Tape will reveal. Oh, Pandora had a hand in that.
Yeah.
You think that this is the story of this, but no, this is what actually happened, and Pandora changed that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's gonna be a lot of those.
Yeah, just such a like striking introduction, like just a striking character in general. Like that was like the thing that like caught my attention the most was like just her appearance and her voice as well. And some people in my comments were saying that like that was actually something that they said like when I guess they didn't have it in the anime, but like when Pandora was introduced, they like I guess it was described that she had like a very like striking like kind of personality and just like her like that's her whole aesthetic in with her character. And like for me, because personally like blue is my favorite color, so I like just really fuck with the design first off. But
the design fire, but be careful because as soon as you say you like Pandora's design, everybody gonna come after you saying, oh, you like a pantsless love. Be careful when you say you like Pandora's design. That's
It's okay. We know how you roll, Nate.
I do want to say something about Pandora, though, that is very interesting. We all have heard about, the 7 sins and all the witches. We were just introduced to basically every single witch and kind of what they got their sin kind of for. And now meeting a new witch like that called the Witch of Vanity, it brings in perspective, like, is there other witches?
Well, okay, real talk. We just gotta address that elephant in the room because if you haven't been spoiled on this, let me know, because I won't talk about it. But I've already been spoiled on that. So
spoiled on what? How many there are?
How many witches there are, or if there is more?
Yeah,
I haven't been spoiled.
All right, we gonna leave it at just that. But people,
damn, you got spoiled on that.
Numbered, okay.
My man got spoiled. I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Oh yeah,
hey, man, no, it's like people just took it upon themselves to let me know about the history of the deadly sins, as if I didn't know. But it's okay because now I know to anticipate a little something. That's fine. It's okay.
Well, at the very least, it isn't too bad.
It's not terrible because I don't know what happened. It's not terrible. It's not terrible.
No, yeah, I mean you'll find out soon enough. Don't worry.
All right.
Okay, but yeah, Pandora though, interesting character being introduced because it makes you wonder how did she survive Satala as well, since they all apparently died.
Well, my question, the thing I've been thinking about, because to me her introduction plus the dynamic with Regulus leads me to 100% believe that she has the most pull in the witch cult as it exists currently.
Okay,
right?
so just to clarify something, Chibi, with the whole thing, the timeline. So the stuff with Ekidona and Beto and all the witches happened, what, 400 years ago?
Yes, 400 years ago. Yes,
And the stuff with Amelia and Gias was what,
100 years ago.
about 100 years ago. Yes.
So Vanity escaped the tragedy of all the witches, and she was still sticking around for all those years.
Well, the thing is,
shit.
Cypher, there's nothing in the lore and the history of that account that even puts her there, right? Which, again, given Pandora's ability, kind of makes sense.
But so she literally just like existed herself into that timeline. Okay, that
but
makes
that's
sense.
another thing
That's
to
the
consider
theory.
too, which has been mentioned, is that nobody really knows about the other witches either. Nobody knows their names or really what they are. Only select individuals tied to those witches. For instance, like Rosewall with Echidna. So when you think about it, it's like everybody else is a mystery. Satla took the shine of all the witches, and you have Pandora, the Witch of Vanity, that appears out of nowhere alive and well. Like, how did she, also hide from the history books as well?
Nobody knows shit about Pandora, like literally.
Yeah,
also-
she's not even mentioned.
I also love some clarification. I don't know if they tie into each other, but like the archbishops, like you have Regulus, you have Betelgeuse. Like, how do they tie in like to the witches, or do they not? Like, because there's greed, but Regulus is greed, but he doesn't apply to.
That's spoilers.
I actually know the answers to this, but I can't.
I was like, okay, because I've heard Regulus and like Ekidona would never get along, and they would never apply to each other. So I'm like, okay, so how does that interconnect with Bishop?
Here's what I'll say to not spoil you and to give you something to think about. Right? Think about Juice getting the witch factor from. And what he says when he takes it in, when he opens the box, right? So he apologizes to the Flugel, and then Ian takes the witch factor, right?
But I still don't understand what the whole Flugel thing is. Everybody's been mentioning.
I don't understand it either. Nobody fucking understands it. My point is, my thought process on that is simply that has no tie. That whole ingestion of the witch factor had no tie to the Witch of Sloth at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's the thing about Flugel and all that. The only thing we know technically through the anime is that he did like his signature on the tree,
right? On
the giant tree.
Yeah.
And they added that. I'm very thankful they added that, because that's a big deal, because it basically shows that he also was transported to the world because he wrote in Japanese.
So to make sure, we've never seen what this man looks like up to
No, you've never seen him. He's just known by the tree.
Literally, the Flugel tree is all we know.
The one we chopped down in season 1?
Yes, but here's another thing, though. There is some content with the character, actually, that is in the web novel that they did not mention in the tea parties. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm not. I don't want to get into that. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. That's heavy. I don't know if it was purposely removed from the light novels, or if they're rearranging it for something else, maybe for the anime. I have no idea. All I'm saying though is that there is definitely more to his character that was revealed in this arc at the tea parties in the web novel.
I don't know how Edie and Memory hear this shit, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll wait 2 years."
No. I can't.
He's like, never mind. I give up.
I'm literally just sitting here listening to all this, and I'm like, yeah, no, I need to read.
Wait. Another thing I want to hear before, if I actually decide if I'm gonna read or not, is Reinhardt like at the forefront in Arc 5?
I think Reinhardt is in.
Actually, wait, I don't want to know.
Before I say anything, hold.
That info.
Good question.
Because if Reinhardt towards the forefront, then I might
I don't know if it's the forefront, but I'm pretty positive he's in Arc 5.
Like, I've been literally begging for Reinhardt to have like a significant.
I can answer the question. Does everybody is it okay if I say the answer to that or no? I don't.
I just want to know. No, okay, you don't have to go into specifics, but I just want to know if he has like way more of a significant spotlight than.
I'm gonna answer your question. He's in Arc 5. That's the answer.
Does he have more screen time?
That's the answer.
Yeah, just to say
okay, I agree with Sun.
The answer to your question is Reinhardt is in Arc 5.
Finally.
Look, and here's the thing. So the problem with me is that while I don't know the specifics of what happens in ReZero, I've been spoiled on so many minute details because I've been following Tape for years, and this man retweets a lot of shit. So, yeah, Reinhardt's in Arc 5.
Spoiling his entire like Twitter base, like he just be talking about everything.
That man just straight up spoiled everything.
I love him, dude. I love how engaged he is with his fan base, dude. It's so endearing. To see.
It's beautiful, honestly.
Anyway, people are asking us to talk about Garfield, so we should probably talk.
He's
about
best.
Garfield.
Fucking, he's best, boy. I love. Nobuhiko Okamoto can voice anything. I'll be like, that's my favorite character.
Yes, dude. Right when I found that out, I was like, okay, he's gonna be voicing Garf. I was like, I'm probably gonna fuck with this character like a lot.
Well, he even does it like,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
does like
Yep.
all that shit. I love him. I
Never miss
love
him.
that little shit.
Garfield
he's
is
great.
an amazing character. He'll continue to grow on you guys. He's
Hell yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. See for me, Nate, you're talking about like Reinhardt getting some screen time. Someone made this a note on Twitter. I saw on the timeline that apparently after Amelia and Subaru, the two people that have the most dialogue is Otto and Garfield, and that's all I needed to hear.
That's what's up.
Well, I would have. I mean, yeah, that makes sense because like they've like established a trio. So I mean, they're gonna be the two characters around Subaru the most. So
Yeah.
So,
I
but,
mean,
but it could have
makes
easily been a
sense, but-
situation where like they could have parted ways, but I'm so glad that they don't.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get too invested in the notion that they're not gonna part ways, but you know.
God damn it.
Well, at least for now.
Son,
Right?
how
God
much
damn
have
it.
you?
God damn it.
How much do you know? What? Whoa, bro.
Why would he say
Bro,
that?
bro,
Yeah, Chibi's about to be like, son, are you
Man,
sure
drop
you
the
haven't read the
spoilers.
word?
Yeah, like,
Bro.
he's giving away too much. Like,
bro,
you've seen-
bro, look. All I can tell you is that this season has been the first time that like I know so little. But there's so many things that every time that something happens in this series that I knew about, I'm gonna let them know. But I can't speak on it any more than that.
Yo, we talk about anything, sounds like, oh, you sweet summer child.
Yeah.
I'm like, my man, it's like I wouldn't get too attached to them not spoil. I'm like, that was you being like, I'm not gonna spoil nothing. Rule the rule.
Dude,
No. Real talk.
Just read it.
Real talk.
I don't read.
Real talk. All I can say is I know something. It has nothing to do with those two characters. It's just this notion that they're always going to be together is invalid. That's all I'm saying. It's not about the characters. It's about.
I will say
I mean,
this.
that's been a common thing though in ReZero. Like, I mean, there's characters that spend a lot of time around Subaru, and then like we saw them not like be around Subaru a lot. So I mean, it's kind of like a thing. Where it's,
Yeah.
like,
And
not
Tape
everyone can
operates.
stick around, or not everyone's.
Yeah,
gonna be with
I
them
was
all the
speaking.
time.
I was speaking more so like just picking back off of Arc 4 that they would go into Arc 5 together. I didn't expect that.
Oh, I have no clue. All I'm saying is the way Tape operates, it kind of reminds me in certain ways how he uses characters in the way that Oda uses characters, where it's like he'll let these characters shine and then they're gonna go somewhere and they'll be back.
Right.
That's how I see
Right,
him
right.
manipulate.
But you know, son, you know what's the most terrifying about this arc is like when I really think about him, like Pepe loves killing people off, right? But what happens?
Yo.
What happens when there's a certain point? No, forget about like Rem. People just forgetting Rem. I'm like, now he's attached to so many characters that we adore and love. There's gonna come a time, I know it. He's gonna kill someone off, and there's no
It's
going
gonna be an
back.
uproar.
And there's
There's-
no
yeah.
going back.
That's my biggest fear is that there's gonna come a time where someone's gonna die and Subaru's like, it's okay though, because I can reset. And you're gonna reset and the body's still there, and it's like fuck, like we didn't go far enough back, and that's just done.
But
Like
doesn't
that's what I'm worried
To
about.
me, I feel like that's something that the way that Return by Death is written, that it's inevitable, right? Like I feel like
Yeah.
that has to happen at some point.
Some death is gonna be like someone's death will be permanent.
As long as there's nobody I truly deeply care about, I'll bounce back.
No, but that's what I'm saying is he's
There's
made us care about so many characters.
There's so many
Yeah,
characters.
you're right.
The
You're
playing
right.
field,
You're
he has a
right.
lot of characters to give like us to kill off now.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like, it could be- it
Chibi
could
biting
be
his tongue
Garfield,
this
it could be
whole
Otto
time,
now,
dude.
like, you're
Chibi,
like-
I'm so sorry. Chibi's just like I could feel Chibi like trying to hold him back.
It's so hard. I wish you guys were caught up. I wish I could just straight up talk about it. It sucks. It sucks.
Later this year.
Oh man.
You guys can enjoy a spoiler filled conversation. I can't read.
Yo,
I'm
Chibi, this is how I imagine you right now. I'm gonna put a screenshot in the group chat.
Oh, let me see. Oh yeah, yes, that's accurate.
Classic,
That's
the classic.
accurate.
yes, classic.
I'm getting angry. I'm like, let me talk.
Damn.
I want to say so much.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, because I've been wanting to talk to someone about it. It's just so hard because it's like, yeah. Oh, son.
And you gotta.
Cypher, you need to catch up.
Yo,
I'm coming, man.
when
Don't
April
worry.
comes,
I'm coming, man.
when April comes, the universe is going on pause because I gotta catch up on Attack on Titan because I'm not waiting another year for some movie to come out, and I'm not waiting for the season 3 of ReZero. The universe is going on pause in April.
I'll say this: Mitchro in the chat saying poor anime onlys. No. Clearly, I'm anime only forever. I'm having a wonderful time. It's the people who know the spoilers who have like Chibi who have to be like, God damn it!
I'm with JoJo. I'm chilling.
Well, the thing, the thing is,
chilling.
yeah, you guys got. Well, Edie's coming over to our side, so it's
Yeah.
Edie's coming
Me and
over.
Memory are okay. We're like,
But
no, that's
y'all
cool.
could be
I'll
in
be chilling
solidarity
right
over
now.
there. All I'm saying is,
Are you sure? I think he did mention about
sure,
Reinhardt.
I'm sure.
I think he did mention
right now. I'm
Reinhardt.
chilling.
No,
You
you
got
need to make
patience
sure
like a Jedi, man. We're fine.
but Chibi, the thing that's impressive to me is I watch your videos on ReZero, right? And I'm like, how in the fuck is this man doing this right now? Like, how is this even possible?
Oh, it's so hard. Like I'm no joke. There's been times when I'm actually doing my videos, and I have to cut like a full 5 minutes out to 10 minutes out because I accidentally go on a tangent talking about some
Like
stuff
shit.
that people shouldn't know, and I'm like, oh god, I just did that.
See,
I
I shouldn't have said that.
That's wild to me because I'm totally like I feel safe watching your videos where I'm just like, yeah, Chibi's not gonna say shit. Like I didn't think that it's like that there's like tangents where it's like shit, I should delete that.
No, but I can imagine knowing context and you have to somehow in your mind remove that context and
Like
talk
do a
about
bunch
that
of
topic.
research.
Hey.
Do
Like,
research on what the anime
imagine-
only stuff.
Like imagine trying to talk about Battle Geass in season 1 if you already knew what happened to Arc 4, but like you have to hate him, like or pretend to hate him because like you're like
No.
yes,
Zypher, the inverse is probably worse because I did that recently where I remember I was talking to JoJo and I was like, he was like, I don't know, man, everybody's hating on Gabby. I was like, Gabby's cool, man.
Oh my god, that's so
Gabby's cool, bro.
Are we up to date with the anime?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
Gabby fuck. Gabby fuck.
Oh, yo, like,
that song is amazing.
JoJo, you remember that shit though, right? I was like,
I do.
I was like, Gabby's cool, bro. It's all good.
You lied to me. You lied. It was
I
that
vibe with the
and,
song, but I love a character.
It was that and it was that and something else happened where like people in the chat were like, oh yeah, because I had said like again this is a spoiler for Attack on Titan if you're not caught up, but so, like I had said like I really like Udo. I hope nothing happens, and all the comments on my videos were like, oh no, Udo's good, dude. Udo's around for a while. Like it's what happened. I'm like, you lied to me.
Oh,
my comments sometimes they take care of me.
Yo, guys,
Like, no,
we all
it's
know
man.
for mainstream anime watchers, the real antagonist is not Gabby; it's actually the CGI.
Yeah.
The CGI not that bad. It's okay.
you know,
It really isn't. It really isn't.
since we're already off topic, here's the thing. I find it hilarious that we're in a season with such quality, like Attack on Titan, in ReZero,
Yeah,
and other
ReZero,
stories, but then we have stuff that's abominations, like The Promised Neverland and X-Arm. Like, why?
Redo of Healer.
Yo, hold on. First, we're not gonna don't even mention Redo of Healer in this stream.
Oh,
We're not even bringing that into this stream.
It's a masterpiece.
I'm still gonna be covering Promise
Hey,
Neverland,
Redo
but
of
know
Healer
that
ain't
it
got
breaks
shit
my
on
heart.
Bikini Warriors.
Yeah,
Oh my
Bikini
god,
Warriors.
you had to
I
slide in
remember.
there. Wait.
Yo,
Chibi, how
I
can
had
you
to
say
plug, I
how
had
can
to
you
plug.
say that the Promised Neverland? I get it, they're fucking it up, but it's not an abomination on the level of X-Arm, dude.
No, okay.
I'm still covering Neverland, but
here's
man,
the
it's a
thing.
bummer.
Here's
He
the thing
did say
about
that.
X-Arm. Here's the thing about X-Arm. X-Arm is such an abomination. It's hilarious. It is.
That's what I've heard.
absolutely
That's what I've heard.
hilarious.
It really is.
When you're just watching these characters looking like robots, and they're trying so hard to make it serious. They're trying so hard, but they're looking like freaking robots, like a puppet and all that. You're just sitting there laughing.
It's
like,
so bad.
Isn't there a scene where like two characters have to kiss, but they couldn't animate?
Oh, they didn't
animate no lips,
so it's
just their faces
I
just
saw that.
sliding and stuff.
Oh my god. dude.
But to be
Poor
playing off like
X-Arm.
how there's like a whole pile of trash in this season. Shout out to Mushoku Tensei for holding it down.
Oh my god, that's such a good show.
That's anime of the season. Real talk.
You guys talk about I'm having a
so
wonderful
goddamn horny though, man. Why is everybody in there so?
It's the medieval times, bro. It's the medieval times.
First of all, did you guys hear?
Yeah, Paul will be out of the house.
Wait. Just to piggyback off what Edie just said, did you know that Billy removed Mushoku Tensei from their platform?
I saw that.
Because
Wait, you said they almost removed what?
Oh, they did remove it. They removed Mushoku Tensei because they're saying that of questionable morals, dude. Questionable morals.
I thought Billy removed it.
Were you telling me the Chinese government is removing stuff for questionable morals?
I think it was a false flag though that got it removed. I actually think it's kind of back. I believe it is now.
Oh.
I think it was some person false flagging it and they got banned for it or something.
Oh, did they? Damn.
I think so. I remember seeing something about that.
That last episode really got me though, so I'm hooked. I'm here now.
I thought I saw something. I thought I saw some about like earlier actually, about it that like it said it was like technical failure or something. Why it wasn't streaming on Bilibili anymore or something, whatever.
Oh yeah, Paul though, worst person. Can we agree, Paul?
Oh my God, Paul is goddamn terrible.
That man's a bad man. No, like if you were to look up a bad person, you would see Paul's picture. He is such a bad person.
And I hate getting the comments like, "Oh, but Paul is just an amazing dad." Too.
No. But you know what's actually funny to look back at? It's like sometimes we forget because you know that it's like a 40-year-old man in a 7-year-old's body. This man, Paul, was literally flexing on his 7-year-old son that he piped his beast woman. Exactly. He's literally flexing on his son.
I'm like, yo, his son is 7 years old. Who do you know talking to a 7-year-old like that?
I mean, look.
Just light.
What kind of? We can talk about Paul's shortcomings all day, but the thing that made me laugh super hard is when he's like, when he found out about the holy relic, he was like, "Oh, so you took her panties, did you?"
Good shit. He didn't discipline his kid at all. He's like, he probably gave him a fist bump. He's like, nice.
Like father, like son.
He was like, "Yo, let me slide those my way when you get a chance, my boy." God damn.
I love how Ghislaine had no reaction to when
exactly.
Yeah, like when they were talking about when she like they were talking about Paul, like and her. Like Ghislaine was like snapping at the things like were being said. Yeah, but then when it brought up about sex, like she literally had no reaction. She turned away.
She didn't have a reaction. She agreed.
No, she turned away. She literally turned away, bro. Like, she loved that shit. Like
she just looked away.
Paul was laying the pipe, bro. Like she loved that.
Bro, he said the only place I ever defeated her was in bed, and she's like, "You right?"
Yeah, just like
turned away. Yeah, like damn.
Well, the only argument I've seen for this is it is in medieval times. This is why that's so open. We got to remember the culture of that time is very different too.
That is true.
They did embrace sex, yeah.
But damn, every single character.
All right. We're going back to ReZero. We're going back to ReZero.
Yeah, we gotta get back to ReZero.
I don't know how we got this far off track.
Intermission.
Oh, y'all need an intermission? We can take an intermission.
Oh, that was the intermission.
No, that was the intermission.
Okay, I got you. All right.
I saw someone say something about what?
Zypher got some topics for us, so I was gonna say that now's the time.
Oh no, I mean we talked about some of them, but I was gonna say if people can come up with it, like your top 5 characters thus far, in ReZero. Doesn't have to be in order.
We can save that for the end. Y'all start thinking about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. There is something I wanted to bring up that someone said in the chat earlier. I don't know how much we can actually go into it because it might be treading into spoilers, but it is something that definitely caught my attention with Fortuna and like the whole Puck thing. Because Fortuna said like Leah, and we saw it. We heard it in the most recent episode. We heard it in the previous episode as well. And we know before this, we know that the only person who has said Leah to Amelia was Puck. And then we see Fortuna say it. And then there's the whole thing with like Fortuna being Amelia's mother and then Puck being like the dad or the father. So it's just like that. It's kind of interesting to me, like that whole Nate, thing. I know people have like some theories around it.
I'm gonna let you know now, Nate. I mentioned that in my video, and my entire comment section was letting me know how stupid I am.
No,
you're not stupid. We talked about this before.
I'm not trying to say, because I know people have some like there's some shit like I've saw it, like people have been saying like, oh, Fortuna is or Puck is like Fortuna and shit. Like I've been seeing people say that. I don't think that like is the case. Like,
but she's relevant.
it definitely catches my attention. It stands out to me that
you're just talking about the parallel.
Yes, I'm talking about that, like the whole Leah thing, and then the mother-father, kind of thing. When like literally the last scene with Fortuna and Amelia, Amelia's crying in Fortuna in Amelia's arms, or Amelia's crying while she has Fortuna in her arms, and then like when we see Puck see Amelia, like Puck starts crying. So it's just like those kinds of things like stand out to me. And Puck was saying like, "I'm sorry I left you for so long." Just little bits of dialogue there that like, because we know there's a long time that passes from when like Fortuna dies, the whole forest freezes, and then when Puck, finds Amelia or whatever. So that is something I don't know how much we could actually like. I don't know what you guys think about that. If we can even really go into that, it might be treading in the spoilers or something. But that is something that did catch my attention that I saw someone bring up in the chat.
Chibi, what you think? What do you think?
Comment.
He's holding on.
No, that's the test right there. If Chibi can't speak on it, then we got to move on.
Okay. All I can say is I am getting just a little tired of people being like, I like hearing the anime only's opinions in the comment section, and then when either me or Memory say some shit like that, because I also had the same thought of like maybe like Puck is like Archie or something.
You're supposed to think that. I think that was very like, okay, I'm gonna just set the record straight. Anyone giving you crap about that, I don't understand why.
It's so weird that you come to your own theories and like what you think it might be going down, and then the web novel is like, no, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, and I'm like, how the you have added context that I don't have,
right?
Man?
Exactly.
No, and the thing is we've only ever heard someone call Amelia Leah from Puck. And so when you hear that from Fortuna at this very, very important moment, it's like, is that
would make sense?
Exactly. Is like, is this Puck? Because you even see Puck talking with Amelia at the beginning of the episode. You're like, is this Puck? Are we getting a hint at that?
No, and what makes it even more convincing to me, I know that I'm wrong, but like the last person Amelia sees before she gets frozen is Fortuna, and then when she gets unfrozen, if you watch Frozen Bonds, it's literally Puck in front of her crying, and she's calling her Leah. I'm like, it makes sense to me.
I'm going to clarify before I say this. I have no idea. This is not something I've been spoiled upon at all. This is just my perspective of it, right? I agree with Memory with the thought process because that parallel is purposefully made. So for Zypher to come to that conclusion, I think it's a good theory, right? Like there's no reason why anybody should be shitting on that theory. The reason that I wouldn't come to the same theory is simply because there's too many anchor points of people confirming Puck's history as a great Seirei, right? So which supersedes this incident. So
remember, he became a great spirit thanks to Frozen Bond. You got to remember that.
Yeah, that's true, but there's multiple instances of people. Well, never mind. I won't get too into that because that's not going to help anything. The point being, right? Yeah. I think the better way to look at it is if I had to make a theory of there being some sort of link between Fortuna and Puck, it would simply be that Puck and her will had some sort of interaction after her death, right?
I always just assumed it was like that Puck was one of like the spirits around her at one point, and so he just kind of like observed her life and just knew that Fortuna called her Leah. Like that's just kind of what I assumed. A good thought.
But why would a great spirit be lingering around?
I don't fucking know.
Neither do I. It's a question. It's a question not for you. It's a question in general that I'm saying.
I was like, that's just well, it was that, and then I was like, is it Archie? I don't know.
Archie, RIP to Archie, bro. Archie, a real one though.
Archie,
a real one.
I just kept calling him Legolas. I'm like, oh, he has a name.
Legolas, Jesus.
That's why comments get mad at me because they're like, stop giving people nicknames. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Starscream says the Unthinkable Present episode.
That's that had a cut content from that too that was questionable, and I guess that also makes sense why it was cut. Do you guys want me to talk about it? What was one thing that was cut?
You've told us about
I'm curious.
Things,
I'm
so
curious now.
I've told you, Zypher. I know I've told you about it.
I don't know.
Basically, there was a scene when Subaru was going through the whole issue of the unthinkable present. There was a scene where it showed that he was dead, and upon his death, you see like darkness surround and come out of Subaru's body, and you don't really know what else it is. But basically, you get the impression that the world potentially ended.
Oh shit!
That's all you get on it.
That's interesting. Well, because like again, that was another one where I'm like, oh shit, does it like are there like universes? Like, are we like multiversing this shit? And everyone's like, and yeah, again, my comment section was like, no, idiot. And I'm like, all right,
like let me experience this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I said sorry.
Sorry for asking a question.
Yeah, exactly. See, so that's what I thought, but I think it's kind of interesting that if Subaru, like, if there were alternate universe, they just blink out of existence when he's not around anymore. Like, that's kind of interesting.
Well, it kind of fits with the theme too. I mean, think about it. It's like ReZero, what's the full title again? Reincarnating Another World. That's the whole name of it.
Yeah.
Basically, when you think about it, every time he goes to a new loop, it's technically a new world. Think about it.
Facts.
Yeah.
I mean that's a scene we didn't really talk about too thoroughly, right? But like that's a given. Just given the fact that like you got to think about the threads and timelines that exist if you want to get into multiverse theory that Subaru started and is no longer in, right?
Oh yeah, and we saw like what.
Right, they showed that
happened.
Shit.
Yeah, they showed like what happened in the timeline where it did that. And I mean with ReZero, like there's a lot of like. I mean, as you introduce a character like Pandora, I mean, and a lot of other characters we have in this series, and just like the possibilities are
breaks
like,
the fucking game, dude. Pandora literally broke the whole game, dude.
Yeah, that's why I said she's a game changer. Like literally, like
just to throw a theory out there because of Pandora, I was thinking last week was like I don't know if this could be discredited because I'm sure we don't have this answer yet, but it got me thinking. I'm like, since Pandora could literally just change reality and like bring things, and I was like, what if
bring Subaru back to his world?
Yeah, what if she's the one that warped Subaru into the world? Like at the beginning of the series, like what if she was the one to warp Subaru in the world, and the reason why she needed him there was to change the circumstances. Because remember how you mentioned Sun like earlier in the stream, like there's certain limits to her and that she wants to accomplish, but she can't on her own.
Yeah.
And what if that missing piece why she needed these things to happen was Subaru? She needed Subaru to come into this world.
That's a really good theory.
I like that theory, especially because I like the theory too because
convenience store that was just at the convenience store.
I think that goes into his whole pride thing, like his what is it called? His sin.
Why'd she pick him?
Because he's the most prideful. Or whatever, and that kind of ties into
the reason.
He's all the sins. Okay.
The reason that I like that shit too, though, is because of her position that's been pretty clearly outlined. Plus the fact that her endgame is tied to the seal.
Yeah,
we don't know what the fuck the seal is, but if you think about the fact that Amelia holds the key to the seal, and Fortuna basically, even in this episode, just gave a whole Pandora just gave a whole ass speech about basically she said some Thanos shit where she's like, it's inevitable. All right, I'm inevitable. Like this shit is gonna happen
that lead you?
whether you want it to or not. And so that leads me to believe that not only does her authority allow her to rewrite shit, but it also allows her to see possibilities, right? So maybe going off of what Zypher said, Subaru is a necessary outcome to lead Amelia down the path to where she'll be able to get what she wants out of it.
Yeah, and the reason why is like because it's like literally the first person he comes across right when he gets warped into the world is Amelia, and Amelia has to do with like being able to end the world. Like remember she like Fortuna mentions how they're preventing the end of the world happening because if she gets a hold of the seal Pandora, she could literally fuck with the world however she wants. So I'm like, if Subaru is one of the factors plays into Amelia because Amelia has that seal. And if somehow she can manipulate the whole situation with Subaru, somehow getting that seal from Amelia or some way, I don't know how she would do it. But him just playing a factor into the whole thing with the seal and fucking with the world, I could see Pandora being the person that brought Subaru in.
Yeah, I like the theory.
There's more to that though. The whole Amelia meeting Subaru, we gotta also look at it's actually more related to Rosewall, because remember his book tells him the future date.
And you mentioned the insignia was bought because of.
And you also gotta think about it that Kidna seems opposed to Pandora as well. So if that shit is if Rosewall shit is rooted in that, then.
And now you got me thinking, Chibi, how many at the very beginning, how much stuff is rooted like from the beginning, like with the way when you met Reinhardt and Amelia and Felt, and how Felt is connected to Reinhardt with the whole insignia thing and how he made her a candidate. Oh my God, it's gonna get way more wild.
Somebody wants us to talk about the daughter of the witch comet, which I didn't want to talk about because I have a theory that I want to make. But
dude, they keep going back and forth with this shit.
But both Pandora and Echidna have used that at this point.
Here's the thing with Echidna, like when she first said it was at the beginning of the trial, right? She first said that to Amelia and threw that out there. But at the same time, she was throwing out a lot of these, like she was talking shit. Like she was talking her shit to Amelia, trying to get at her, like Echidna just being Echidna pretty much, right? So when she said that, I really didn't at first put much into it. And then like it was, I think after what we had in the previous episode, I was pretty like confirmed like with myself that okay, like she actually isn't the witch's daughter. Like
and
based on what we had
here's my theory, dude.
But then Pandora says this is the newest. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
physically speaking, based on what we just got out of the last 2 episodes, there's no way that Satala is Amelia's mother, physically speaking. Right? Yes. That doesn't mean that what they're referring to has to be a biological connection like in literally, that way. Like you know what I'm saying? Because like it's confirmed that Fortuna's brother if Fortuna's an elf, then her brother was an elf, right? That's her father. So if she's a half elf, her mother has to be human. Right? Satala was unless you want to get to, but that still doesn't make any sense. Either way, I don't think what Echidna and Pandora are talking about is a biological like literally motherhood.
Like okay, so we got to look at it maybe from a different. And then like Pandora, like when Pandora was saying that, like yeah, maybe I was taking it too literally, but Pandora also in that scene was just saying whatever kind of to Amelia to have her, you know, use the key or whatever, like for the seal. Like that was also like because something that caught my attention after she said that witch's daughter comment. Amelia had like that certain reaction. She was like, "Witch?" or like what? And then literally. Pandora just snaps to like saying, "Oh, the seal," or whatever she said after that. Like she just literally jumped to like the seal or the key, and I'm just like, okay, so maybe I shouldn't put much into that. Just like how like the Echidna thing, but there definitely is something there. I just like we probably all like Chibi probably knows.
Chibi's silent for a reason right now.
He knows way more stuff, but like I have no clue. Like
I'm just not gonna.
I can't add on to that at all because unfortunately today someone spoiled who Amelia's mother is to me.
I think it's interesting.
That sucks. But here's what I want to say to people in chat that are saying, oh, but there's other witches. That's irrelevant to what we're trying to parse out here because it's only relevant to me as far as the theory is concerned if there's a connection to Satala. If there's no connection to Satala, it doesn't matter because the connection to Satala is what Tape is trying to through line. It's obvious, right? So if it was some other witch, it doesn't matter anymore. The whole thought process that me and Nate are going down is irrelevant. Doesn't make any sense. But Zypher's out the game now because he knows. But I still stand by my perspective that I don't think it has to be a biological motherhood. I don't think it needs to be rooted in that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I like at first maybe I was taking it like with the Echidna, I really didn't take it too like literally because it was a Echidna. Like
chat says you were tricked, Zypher. They said there's no confirmation of who.
They are correct about that. It isn't fully confirmed, but
it's hinted so heavily
apparently there's a pretty big implication.
Okay.
Yes, but it isn't fully confirmed. They are correct about that.
Okay.
Well, let's just leave it at that before it gets any deeper.
Yeah.
Another thing that I don't think we've really touched on yet that I like really have liked in particular, like I would say about ReZero as a whole, but really what this second season has been trying to get across is the whole thing like with promises and vows. I think like I love that about this second season, especially with Amelia and Fortuna, just like how much they hold like promises and like vows, like they really like are like that's just like one of the most important things I feel like in just ReZero in general is just that like it's not even some supernatural shit, like it's just like it's literally just something basic like a promise and staying true to that, and like especially with the ones you love like Amelia, Fortuna, Amelia, Subaru, like other characters, like
and it also gives you a good idea of why Amelia felt so like cheated when Subaru broke her promise to her.
Yes, it makes you think about a lot of the scenes we've had up until this point, and a lot of like Amelia's reactions in certain ways she she's acted. It really like stems from that. And
like I remember in season 1 she literally tells Subaru to promise not to make a scene or do anything during the whole political thing, and he breaks his promise and he does all that shit and creates this whole thing, and she like gets upset at him for breaking his promise.
Too.
Yeah. Well, we also know the reason why that happened too is thanks to Rosewall's intervention. Because remember, if you go back to those episodes, he smiled and laughed, and he kind of made way for Subaru to eventually go there to break that promise with Amelia. He even also talks about that when they have a meeting. He's like, "Oh, you were just like me. I was so happy and all that. You know, you stomped on Amelia's ideals."
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could kind of say a lot about that is thanks to Rosewall as well, manipulating those events to happen.
That's because Rosewall.
Everyone else been playing checkers. This man been playing.
This
man
playing a whole different game.
No, Rosewall is no lie. He literally is basically responsible for most of the hell that Subaru's went through so far.
You guys watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah. Don't remind me of the last season, man.
All I'm gonna say is that Rosewall's like basically Littlefinger right now.
Yeah, he's caused so much problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rosewall's such an interesting character. I've always loved his character ever since that reveal too. I loved him even more. I was like, damn, this man has literally done so much without even really getting up and really making conversation. He's just done so much.
Yeah, so like you said earlier, like so when he actually like gets up and starts doing shit, especially with his enemies or people that he doesn't like, then how the hell is he about to be? You know?
Dude, I was actually imagining this. I'm like, if you were saying like Arc 5 is so action heavy, and that just got me thinking of like the end game. Like when I'm talking like Arc 10, 11, 12, I'm like, bro, the power ceiling in this shit is gonna be so absurd. Like rewriting reality. This man Reinhardt can like literally just choose whatever powers he wants. It's like, what's gonna be the power ceiling of this shit in like the finale?
Well,
gold experience.
Not everything getting on girl levels, man. Let's relax. But
they want to start throwing galaxies.
Yeah, galaxies.
This ain't Dragon Ball either.
There are characters that we've heard of, right, in this series that we have little to no information about that I think can help with that with the power scaling, so to speak, right? So I wouldn't worry too much about it getting out of hand. I don't think. Personally, from my perspective, I don't think Top is going to do anything that's going to be like, this went from being relatively grounded to absolutely absurd. I doubt it.
The only thing I think is the most absurd thing I think we're going to get, truthfully, if I had to, I don't know, because I could be wrong about this. This is actually just theories. I think the highest power ceiling we're going to get is probably going to be Sato and Reinhardt. Right. Pandora, obviously, too.
I think those three characters, top tier. Power scale.
Like, I think they're like the strongest you can basically get. Because, I mean, Sato destroyed half the world. That was the lore given in the, first season. Reinhardt potentially can fight her and maybe even win. So, I mean, when we think about that, it's like, I think that's the highest tier of power, scaling we're going to get.
Right, and then you go back to, like, but think about, like, other figures in and around that, right? So, like, the dragon, the sage, which, and all that, right? I feel like that's also top tier as far as power. If they were able to seal her. So things like that, I guess.
I was referring more so to the fact of like how they go, like when they go against each other, when these battles take place of these top tiers, like shit's gonna be like nuts.
Are you guys really, chat? You've been kind of on. You guys been kind of unbalanced with the shit you've been saying. I'm not gonna lie to you. Y'all gotta hold in your goddamn. If Chibi can endure, y'all can endure. Okay.
I know this street doesn't know how to hold it back.
I know. I've been like, I just completely ignored chat this whole time.
I just glanced and I'm like, ooh.
Well, every time I look over, it's either something I didn't want to see or some fuckery where it's like Subaru's stronger than Goku. I'm like, if you don't shut
honestly,
Goku.
I just looked at that.
Yeah,
bro, the only thing I've been looking at is just the Gabby like doing the name.
Yo, Edie, this shit is good. That is so good. I can't stop.
It catches me off guard because I'll forget that it moves. And then
I gotta look away from it. Dude.
I thought it was just honestly. I thought it was when
until recently I didn't even notice it was moving.
I thought it was just Sun like hovering over it, but it's actually just when ED talks. It does that.
It's literally the gift.
I was like, damn, like I was like, damn, Sun hovering over his logo a lot, bro. Like,
Yeah, Sun, I like the
but
logo.
it's actually just when he talks. I'm just like, oh shit.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Hey guys, but I actually have to bounce out. I got work, unfortunately. So.
Oh shit! All right, bro.
Hey, it's been fun though.
Yeah,
I'm glad you
Thanks for
man.
joining us, man.
Yeah, great talks, guys. Thanks for having me. I hope you guys have a good rest of the stream. I'll try to watch some while I'm at work.
Yeah, have a great
Hey,
day
no
at work.
problem.
It's
have a
not
great
gonna be
day,
that
man.
much
Be
longer,
safe.
man. You
See, man.
All right,
All right,
Take
peace,
care, man.
guys.
Peace.
Later, man.
But
And there was 5.
yes, there was 5. Oh,
I'm just
this
sitting here
season
waiting for the
easier.
Uno game at this point.
Oh, it's
I ain't
just
gonna lie to
masterclass,
you.
man. Like it's been masterclass since season 1, and then Tepe is like, hold on, let me give a masterclass with asterisks.
Wait, did I hear
Because-
Uno? Wait, I just heard.
I
yeah,
tried
I'm
downloading
still
Uno
thinking
and it
about
gave
that,
it just
but-
won't let me fucking play the game.
Oh, come on now.
Wait,
Literally.
What do you mean?
Like
You
because of Ubisoft. Like it's
Yeah, you
like
have to
no,
connect your-
you
you
can't
have
make it
you
an
have to
account.
connect your Ubisoft to Steam.
I tried
Just
that.
connect-
It was like no, you can't do that. Like
Let
it
me
gave me
start,
like a no,
I'll
you
start
can't do
my
it.
Uno. Let me see what's going on.
Just
here.
make a new account.
Uh,
But
Do you have the right Ubisoft? Because they made it. They came out with a new software, so you got to make sure you have the right software.
Yeah, the Ubisoft Connect or whatever.
But you actually have to download Ubisoft for this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's trash.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Ugh.
so
That
trash.
sucks.
Ubisoft, why?
Because they own Uno.
Yeah.
They own the rights to Uno.
But Zypher,
Yeah.
like we've talked about this earlier this season. Like season 2 has transcended simply because I can think of certain instances of ReZero season 1 where I'd say 9 out of 10 episode instead of 10 out of 10 episode. There's not a single non 10 out of 10 episode in season 2. Not one.
Yeah.
Not one.
But for me, it's like I could agree. Like in terms of quality, there might not be 10 out of 10. But I also factor in enjoyment, and it's always just been peak for me.
Oh, it's all yeah. From day one. From day one, dude, it's always been peak for me too. But
so what do you guys rate season 1? I'm curious.
It's always been a 10 for me.
even without season 2, this is top 5 favorite anime of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Season, no,
Yeah,
season two
it's
made
always
season
been
2
my
broke my top
favorite.
5.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been one of my favorite of all time.
Oh shit!
Season-
I might end up
season-
getting.
Once again, when I saw the Twister scene, I fell in love.
No, but Edie,
There's only so many times you can post the same goddamn meme, Chibi.
Bro, Edie, for further context, you know how there's meatheads who love just seeing battles go down in action?
Yeah.
I'm a dialogue fiend. I
Yeah,
love just
I love character.
I love like immaculate like character dialogue exchanges. Like just seeing the dialogue and you're just blown away by it. And so I'm a fiend for that shit. So like the 2 series that I've seen that do that best are Monogatari and ReZero. So
And I just started Monogatari, and goddamn, I'm loving
Bask
it.
in the greatness. At least Zypher with me with the Monogatari greatness. I need
dude, I
more.
put Chibi
Ah,
on.
goddamn,
I made a
I
deal
love
with
it.
Feel
Chibi
like
that if I catch up to the
exposed
ReZero
right now.
web novels, he's gonna watch all the Monogatari. So
I thought you
man.
watched Monogatari,
I just
Chibi.
finished Kizu, man. Oh god.
Oh, the
Ooh,
Kizu
you,
greatness.
bro, Kizu is just the prologue to how great Monogatari becomes.
Yeah, I honestly, when people ask me, I don't recommend they start with Kizu if you're watching. I don't
No, I
recommend.
thought-
it.
No, you go
I
Baki Kizu. You watched Baki already, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Baki.
yeah.
But when I watched Kizu, I was like, if I continue to watch this and it doesn't reach the quality that I am receiving from Kizu, I'm going to be extremely upset. I held the bar extremely high for Kizu. I'm not gonna lie. After that third
It
movie,
will in terms of plot, it's definitely gonna surpass the quality of Kizu 100%. In terms of
Kizu-
animation, it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
animation,
I
that's
started
different
with
because those are
That
movies.
was a mistake.
They will not let me.
I just
make
like
it.
the characters. So
But
I
in terms of content and writing, it's like my 5th in my favorite.
Yeah, in terms of
in
content
Monogatari.
and writing, it gets way better than Kizu. But like in terms of you gotta think about these were fucking films, so
yeah.
and immaculate
Like,
films.
and it's Shaft and movies. Like you gotta
Right.
think about that.
Yes.
it doesn't get quite better. You said that you had to make an account, Chibi?
Yeah, it's like not letting me make an account. It's like it's unavailable.
Oh, dude, I'm actually looking at it right
Yeah,
now.
that's the
I think
same thing, it's
Ubisoft
just
is down.
I
I think
think-
Ubisoft is down.
I think you actually need to go to their website to make an account.
No. But I think their service is straight up down right now. I'm trying to log in and it won't let me.
Damn.
Leave it to Ubisoft.
Damn, so I don't get to.
Ubi
So-
sucks. More like ha ha ha.
It's alright, man. We're gonna have this Uno match, okay? We're gonna have this Uno match.
No, we're gonna have this Uno
One
match.
day.
I want to beat Sun. Sun's gonna cry, and he's gonna be, man, I got beat.
I'm not gonna
By
cry, bro.
Jordan.
You know what? Fuck it. I was holding back, but I might have to make you change your PFP to Rachel. Fuck it. You might might have to just do that.
If this
Oh,
game
that's
is not
fucking
absolute
legendary.
heat, I'm gonna question
That's
you guys. Because
legendary.
when I said I've never played it, you guys looked like
Wait, so
made
you
it seem like I was insane.
Jojo,
Yeah,
you
but
would
you
love
gotta,
Uno.
but you gotta
Great,
also
man.
take into account the Uno is as fun as good as your shit talk is.
Facts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Facts.
Well, Son and I play a lot of fighting games together, and I'll shit talk and then immediately say sorry about it. Like, very Canadian. Yeah.
All right. Anything else, ReZero, y'all want to talk about? Because I didn't. Well, we should get back to Zypher's favorite
Jumps
character.
because of this, because I just figured out that all you guys are like.
Oh, yeah, we want to go. Do we want to go back to the top 5
Season one.
characters? You guys made your character list.
I guess.
Wait. What were you saying, Ed?
Season 1 for me was like a 8.5.
That's fair.
It's all good.
Okay, it's fair. Okay, I'm not gonna
I
die.
gave,
Okay,
I gave
good,
season
good.
1 like a 9, because I'm looking at my Annie list right now. I was
Okay,
like,
good.
I gave season 1 a 9.
I will say
season
that my
2 an
obsession
8.
with ReZero season 1 was unhealthy at the time. I will say that.
Me and you both. I remember us both. I remember me and you went in, and I remember you got so excited when you got the the whole series in the mail. Oh my god.
That's still one of the happiest I've ever been. I think, dude.
I
'Cause,
mean,
like,
you. In all honesty, you should be happy. That's a great thing to have.
It was, but I
What did you get?
my respect for Tape. He sent me like a bunch of signed copies of the light novel and like some
Oh,
merch and stuff. Yeah, and my respect for him as a person, not even just as an author, but just as a person. I was like, for you to like, and you see even to this day how he engages with his fans, and how passionate he is about his work. And if you talk to this man, he's the most humble person you'll ever meet, dude. 100%. He doesn't even think he's like, no, thank you. Like, there's no way that I'm that good. I'm like, are you fucking serious right now, Tape? You're goated.
You know what? You know what's like the
Goated.
most mind-blowing fact about Tepe is? I don't think a lot of people know about this. But the whole reason, in the first place, he ever created ReZero was just so he could create his waifu Amelia.
And y'all want to shit on Best Girl. Couldn't
That
be
is
me.
an actual fact. That's literally the reason why he
Wait,
started
is
ReZero.
that true? Like
That's
seriously? Is that-
true.
No,
like
yeah,
100%.
Yeah, it
that's
is true,
100%
it is
true.
true.
Like he literally created ReZero for Amelia.
That is
That's
honestly
top tier.
hilarious, and I actually respect him more for that.
It's the primary
Imagine
inspiration.
making a story about a poor boy suffering,
Yeah, just for
just to make your best girl into a story. Like what? What? Like this man's worse than Rosewall.
That's
He's
just
he inserted himself as Rosewall. That's
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
what he is. He's literally Rosewall. He's literally Rosewall. This man is literally Rosewall.
That's,
He is, dude. What? This man is freaking Rosewall. He has literally destroyed Subaru's life just to be for Amelia. Literally, that's Rosewall's goal. He's like, everything should be for that one person, for one goal. Amelia. Literally, he is Rosewall. Holy hell.
Oh, I didn't think about that before.
every story's got the insert, man. Rohan is just like every character, every mangaka has an insert character.
That's true.
Not
Rohan
necessarily the
Kishibe
MC,
is
but-
definitely the
Yeah. Oh yeah. Rohan is Rohan is
100%.
definitely the insert.
Damn, that's crazy, dude. I never put I knew about what Zypher said, but I didn't think about it from that perspective. Now I can't. Shit.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I can't
Rosewall.
unsee that.
I cannot see that now. I cannot see. He literally is Rosewall.
Now, that's just like Tepe be challenging Subaru. Come to my level, son. Come to my level.
Come to me, make people suffer.
You want waifu? You have to come through me.
There's certain creators, like certain mangaka, like, and you guys know, like, I'm not a manga guy, but I still give a lot of respect to like the mangaka for creating the thing that I get to watch as a show.
Mhm.
But there's a few creators who I'll put like the sensei honorific at the end, and Tape.
Yeah,
Sensei
Tape is like literally every time I say it. I say Tape with you guys, but like in any other context, I have to say Nagatsuki Sensei.
Yeah,
that's
like,
how it works.
For me, it's Tape Sensei, Takia Sensei for Fruba, shit like that, like Araki Sensei, shit like that. Because it's like if you write a story that I'm like, oh, you have my utmost respect, then yeah, you get the Sensei at the end.
It's facts. They deserve
Yeah.
it. But
100%.
let's do this top 5 favorite characters. I don't think it's fair that Memory got to slide out before he had to list his though.
Yeah, about that, guys. I'm gonna have to take off. I gotta split. No, fuck, man. I don't know. This is hard.
Yeah, top 5.
So-
Shit. So like as a whole or season 2 or like
Just everything as a whole right now as it stands. It could
Okay,
change. It could obviously change, but
So Chibi, for you gotta make it top 5 at this point in the story.
Oh no! No! No!
Oh, he was,
do that.
yeah. Good thing you threw that in there. Good thing you threw that in there.
That actually is necessary. That actually
Yeah,
is
it
necessary.
is.
'Cause I don't want to
It
know.
definitely
I don't
is.
want to know who I have to look forward to.
No, it ain't my top 5 then.
It's
Okay,
what was your top 5 when you were reading this part of Arc 4?
But
Yeah.
fine. This is my true top 5, but no spoilers. It's Subaru, web novel, web novel, web novel, web novel. There you go. There you
That's
go.
fair. You know, I'll let him slide. I'll let him slide. That's fair.
Yo, look, that's fine. That's just fine. That's just fine. It's better than the alternative, dude. I was not trying to hear who you were about to hype up right now.
Okay, fine, but my top 5 at this point, if I was considering Arc 4, obviously Subaru.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would say Rosewall. Then I would say Juice. And then I would say Otto. And then I would probably say Garfield.
Nice.
Okay.
Solid.
For me, the only person that we replace, but they're all in different order, I would take out Roswell and put in Rem. She still she left such an impact for me on season 1. She's still like the role she played in episode 18 is still to me one of the take ReZero out of the equation, one of the best episodes in anime, period. Episode 18 holds so strongly. I mean, it literally changed JoJo's entire opinion on the series.
100%.
Episode 18, like that had such an impactful moment, like seeing his character regress to rock bottom and then see that like this is the 0 point, this is where Subaru's real story starts. It's such an impactful moment for me. But for me, it's Subaru, Otto, Garfield, Betelgeuse, and Rem being 5th. And she still holds that spot. And I could easily imagine Amelia overtaking her because season 1 I was neutral on her. I didn't hate her. I didn't like love her. Season 2 made me love her, but now I'm like, now we're at the point where we're gonna see Amelia do what she needs to do. We've seen all her development. She needs to where she needs to be.
I would argue she still has room to grow too.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like her character now is been given context. We know her backstory, and now she's going to prosper from this point onward.
I just, you know what? I can't allow this. When the day comes that everybody has Amelia in their top 5, okay? When the day comes, I say when. It's not gonna happen for Chibi because Chibi just out of his mind. But when the day comes,
whoa. You haven't seen the things I have seen.
Here we go.
Yeah. He's about to drop that. He's about to drop that ReZero. I know hell.
I know hell. You haven't seen what I have seen.
Oh shit. No, I'm playing, but like I'm just saying. Just remember who was saying EMT from day 1. Okay, just remember who that was. That's all I'm saying. And now I'm just gonna give mine because I said all that. I actually really like both of your picks because I think not a lot of people would say Rosewall or Juice is in their top, but I think they deserve to be. Can't see why they wouldn't. Unfortunately, I got some biases. So currently, as far as things stand, Subaru, this is no order, but this is who's in there. Subaru, Amelia, Rem, Otto, and the 5th slot I feel like can interchange. I don't know if I want... I don't know if I would want to put, after this, I kind of want to put Juice in there. I'm a huge Puck fanboy, but like Puck doesn't have enough substance for me to put him in my top 5. Honestly, right now I might be rocking with Kidna a little bit. So I'm going to put Kidna in number 5.
Okay.
Damn, I was about to be the first one to do it. Okay.
No, it's okay, man. I respect you. I respect you.
I think our list is actually
The
very...
reason why I couldn't put her in my top 5 is just because she's all literally fake.
Right. But that doesn't change the fact that we get to experience.
No, she's a good character.
We don't
like
no. I get what you're saying, Chibi. It's just like it doesn't change the fact that we get to experience interaction with her, right?
Yeah.
I like her. I like her.
Sounds like I know she's fake, but I love experiencing that fake.
Hey man, look, if you see a pair of fake Opie, you know they're fake, but like shit. God damn.
Opie is Opie, man. You know.
Well, the reason why Juice is he's always been in my top 5 ever since season 1. I mean, you know the reason.
Yeah.
You were about to bring up the Twister scene again, weren't you?
Okay, I guess I'll say my 5. Gotta go Subaru. Amelia because of season 2. See, old me will probably be disappointed in myself saying that, but you know.
He saw the light. He saw the light, boys.
Yeah, a little bit. Ekidana, Otto. What is that, 4?
Mm-hmm.
And Rim. I still gotta
Hey, there you
hold
go.
on to Rim. I still have
Like I feel wrong if I don't put her in there, man. Like I just feel bad.
Yeah. I do have to throw in an honorary mention though. Juice.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yo, let's get some juice.
Is your love thing, are we the
Intimidating,
same?
bro.
Do
Watching
you
season
love
1
the
was
man the same way as I
intimidating
love
with
the
him,
man?
man. The
Nah,
voice acting
it's
is just.
okay.
Are we the same?
Everybody knows you
Memory
love
dropped
him the
his top
most.
5 in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna read those out right now. But Chibi, would you like some juice shirts? Can we make some juice shirts?
Yes. Oh yes, I would love it. Oh yes.
Dude, just tilted head of Juice and just saying, yes!
Dude, I love the man. Like, I don't know. It's just, I loved the expressions of that man in season 1. It was just so different, especially after coming off of a time of continuous, like, isekais where you have, like, the voice actor, Kirito. For so many other characters, it's the same
No,
voice.
Matsuo
And then
is
you find
crazy.
and then you find out this,
Range.
and then you're like, wait a minute, like, what? This is the same voice actor?
Masaoka is crazy. And you know what's
This
you know what?
man's
You know what?
range.
Just going back to that, this episode, the transition of it from like sane juice to like insane juice, I was like, the range of Masaoka is scary, dude. It's really fucking scary.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, memories top 5. I don't think he put them not in any specific order. Subaru, Rem, Juice, Otto, and Wilhelm, which I gotta respect the Wilhelm.
Willie Will, yeah, gotta
gotta
respect
respect
him.
the real
I forgot
Wilhelm.
about him, man. If he was doing
Wilhelm's a good
season
man.
1, I would have
Yeah.
to throw him in there for sure.
Yeah,
That's
but
an angry man, too angry to die, I tell you, in
he
season
put
1.
honorable mentions
Oh, yeah.
Garfield and Amelia knocking on the door. I feel that. You know who's knocking on my door? Reinhard, dude. Once he starts shining, boy. whew.
Yeah, once he shows up, yeah.
Who's knocking on my door? Let's see.
Once he shows up,
I'd say for me, Roz was definitely knocking on the door.
Oh, Roswell in the door, dog. He's in the fucking
Oh,
doorway right now.
he's
Yeah,
already in
he's
the
in-
no,
he's-
in the
he
door,
just stepped
and he's
through the
number
door.
1.
He hasn't sat down yet. He hasn't
he
sat at
gives
the
me, like-
table yet, but he's through the door.
He gives me like so much of like the like Hisoka vibes, but then also like the other character slipping my mind, but like he gives me also this might be a little weird for you, but he kind of reminds me of a little bit of Izaya from Durarara.
No, he's manipulative as fuck, like his eye is, for sure.
Yeah.
I could
Like
rock
the
with
way,
that.
like the
And
way
he's
he
playful,
like,
manipulative.
it always feels like
Yeah.
he's playing chess while everyone's playing checkers.
But that's why I actually like that comparison, because then I can put Subaru in a Shizuo role where it's like, even though this man ain't thinking about shit as deeply, he's still about to best your ass. So be like that when it be like that. Jojo, you got a top 5?
I was literally staying as quiet as I could because I was like, man, I don't know. I listen. I'm like a character guy. Like that's like the biggest thing I look forward to stories. Give me good characters and give me hype shit.
yep.
Like I'll admit, like I'm more like I am kind of a hype beast. I do prefer like give me cool characters kicking ass like than I do like character dialogue. But ReZero just does the dialogue so well that I'm like, it's about as hype as people fighting.
Right.
And when it comes to the characters, they're all great. So I don't know. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say Kazuma, Megami, Darkness, Aqua, and Ainz.
Right? His man said Ainz.
Yeah.
That's kind of all right.
I mean, he
To be
figured
fair,
out
Ainz is one of my
Super
favorite
Secret and
characters,
Quartet.
period. So
No,
Yeah.
Ainz figured out Super Secret. You guys all watched the Sakai.
yeah. And that scene was crazy
I
too.
No, I haven't seen Quartet at all.
Yeah, I
Oh,
haven't
it's
seen
so.
Quartet.
Zypher, you
Oh,
have to
Did
watch
you
Quartet,
know
bro.
in Quartet they actually hinted at Rosewall's Gospel, his book?
They did.
In-
Oh, yeah.
Before it
they
even.
did.
Oh,
They
man.
The
even
reason
showed
why-
the rabbits. They even
reason
showed
why
the rabbits.
I haven't watched Overlord or Tanya the Evil. That's why I was like, there's
Okay,
probably not.
you're,
I haven't seen
Zypher,
Tanya.
fuck Tanya, and
Yeah,
Tanya
yeah,
fans, don't get mad at me, but fuck Tanya. You need to go watch Overlord. That's what you need
Yeah,
to do.
yeah. Overlord.
Oh,
I
but
heard,
yeah.
I heard the animation. I heard like the.
It gets better. It gets better.
No, but I heard like the latest season they didn't adapt it really well. I have the first volume of
Okay,
Overlord.
I have seen all of them, and I'm just gonna tell you, Overlord is good, but if you do like Overlord, if you truly do like the concept of it,
Read
I
it.
do really recommend reading it.
Mhm.
The
I have the
anime,
first volume. I
the
haven't touched
anime is okay. It is okay, but like it's not like ReZero in
No,
terms of
not
how
at
they
all.
cut things and you still get the message across.
Not
There
at all.
is so much cut in Overlord.
Really?
it's-
I didn't even know.
there
It
is
felt like
so-
that.
There's a lot.
There is so
There's
much
a lot.
cut. It's unbelievable.
So
like,
they're on the Horimiya shit. They said,
But, like,
"Yo,
yeah,
see you later,
yeah,
boys."
It's
yeah.
actually it's because
No,
because of the
actually
density
hate
and
on
depth of
anime?
Overlord, bro. It's
No,
actually
okay.
worse. It's actually
Bro.
worse. But I feel like for me, my experience with the anime was much better because the comment section was super nice and helpful. Like they would just tell me anything that was missing from any single episode, which is rare. Not once in me reacting to Overlord were people like, "You got this wrong because blah blah blah." No, they were just like, "Yo, by the way, this and this," and I was like, "Oh, that's super cool."
yeah,
But
they just explain it.
Right.
I remember that too.
my recommendation for you, Zypher, is watch the first season just to get like a vibe for like
Yeah,
them
that's fair.
animated and the Seiyu and stuff, and then read.
Does the first
what I was
season
saying.
cover past the first volume or what?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's like the first 2 volumes, I believe.
I think 3. I think the
Three?
third one is what. Yeah,
Oh.
they get into the third one towards the end. The
Okay,
final
so
section.
Yeah.
that it also slows down after that season. I feel like.
To answer your
Case it
question,
was.
Edie, real quick, I do dislike the Horimiya adaptation because they take because I'm a manga reader and they take what makes Horimiya special and turn it into a generic ass rom-com.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
do
mean,
they?
yeah,
No,
but I'm a
no.
reader too, but I stopped reading at like chapter 60 something.
Wait a minute.
But I
haven't
still
been
enjoyed the anime though a little. You know, but it
I
definitely
wasn't
did.
able to
I
because
did
they
get that
cut so
feeling
much of
though.
the moments I wanted to see, like, what makes their
the nice,
relationship so great. They're just
wholesome
cutting it
moments
out. They're like,
and
oh,
stuff.
nope. I'm like, what? Their whole relationship development, you just cut it all out.
It's just straight there. It's just straight to the point. It really is.
I'm gonna be honest. When I watch a like rom com, I kind of hate when it's like because for me, I'm like, just fucking talk. just tell
Just say
each
what
other
you
like
feel.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm to that point too.
But
I'm
that's
to
the thing.
point where
I like
rather
that
keep
about
the
rom-coms because if I don't have that
And that's
tension,
why, I love
then-
Horimiya because they built up to that so quickly, but they just got rid of the build-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been keeping up with the anime, so is it really that bad?
I stopped
Really?
watching it myself.
I mean, if it's like you said, Overlord, they cut a lot. They like
Well,
literally.
no, but here's the thing with Overlord. They legitimately cut things that
Right.
are like extremely
like
important.
just
I'm
doesn't
talking-
exist. Type
Like
cuts.
it needs to be there, or
Right.
it doesn't make sense at all.
From
Like,
Horimiya is
in
like
terms
nice
of
moments.
Horimiya, it's a rom-com, so there's only so much important stuff you could cut. But at the bottom line is like on episode 2, they already had cut half the first volume. To give it an idea, they literally were just cutting out half the content.
Damn.
well, that's sad, but I don't think it's nearly like Overlord's example.
Oh,
because
I'm
once
sure
again,
not, because Horimiya, like, you can still get the point across, right? It's not like Overlord where it's like, wait, this doesn't make sense. It's just rushed to all hell.
It's sad. That's sad to hear. That's
Nefer,
very sad.
I'm sorry, we're not gonna become a podcast because I don't have the fucking edit. Chibi and I discussed this at the
attempted to
beginning
make
of
a
this.
seasonal podcast.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That
No,
doesn't happen.
No, by concept, us doing a podcast would be amazing.
Yeah.
But our schedules are so different, it would never work.
We
Yeah.
literally
And
just
you
talked
see-
about this at the beginning. Chibi, I'm never gonna be able to track down, and by the time that
This
we're like,
man
oh, it's a
breaks his SIM
podcast
card,
day,
goes
I'm gonna be like,
underground.
I don't feel like doing it. So
No, the thing is, I just like I'm one of those people that are spontaneous. Like when there's something planned, you gotta keep on my ass on it. You gotta stay on me. And
So
if you know,
Chibi, do you think if we were on your ass to be there for every day of like a week, like hypothetically, every Sunday, Chibi, podcast time?
No. Because Zypher, I'm telling you, I won't be there either.
No, I'm just giving hypotheticals. I know it's not happening.
I mean, if Sun is not doing it, you've already probably know my answer. That's just all I'm gonna say.
Trying to do a podcast weekly is like we've talked about like Sun and I do that Isakawa podcast thing together. Like where like we talk about like the new season, right? Like once it all airs so we can give our first impressions. And then we sometimes do the end, but even then not really. Like we tried to make it weekly, that shit does not
I'm
happen.
gonna tell y'all some behind the scenes shit about this podcast, okay? Pretty much like 4 times out of the year, maybe a little less than that, JoJo will be like, okay guys, so we're doing the podcast weekly again, right?
Yeah.
And at this point it's become so much of a joke that like the last time he said it, like Ku and I were just like, nah, it's not.
Yeah, and then I did it, and then nobody showed up, and I was like, all right.
I showed up to the first one.
You did, but like, yeah, then no one else, and I was like, all right.
But then
like,
you realize like 2 weeks later that you'd rather do something else than do that.
Not really. Like, I just was like, I'd rather just not stream that day. Like, I'd rather just hang out and like enjoy myself.
That's the issue. Is like you have to be wanting to do it, and everybody has to be just as much.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Look, guys,
And like,
no podcast.
yeah,
We will do another
no
one of these later.
But that's the
It's all
thing, though.
good.
It does show the brilliance of ReZero to bring us together.
That's what I
True,
said, dude.
yeah.
I was like,
ReZero is what did it.
the only thing that
It
brings
does
people
show a
out here.
lot. I know Sun has been on me. I know JoJo has. Zypher
Yeah.
has. I know everyone here has been on me to be on some form of podcast or be something. But it's like, it doesn't happen. But it takes ReZero for it to actually happen.
He says,
power.
"ReZero, say less." I'm there.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts. All right, y'all. We're gonna end this discussion. I feel like there's so much more we could have talked about, but at the same time, it was a fun, free-form discussion. So
2 hours.
Yeah.
I feel like we could have gone on
Yeah.
for another 3.
Oh,
Actually
yeah.
ended up being
Yeah, we
5.
definitely-
We can save that for the end of the season.
This is the homework I'm leaving you boys with. You all need to read the web novel. Read it.
That's the
we've
homework.
already
I
talked
want-
about this. We've already talked
Except
about
for me,
this.
right, Chief?
Well, I can tell you right now,
That's it,
JoJo ain't completing this homework. He's getting an F.
No,
I'm just-
you will
I didn't do
complete this homework and you will like it, because I know you will.
No.
He's not gonna,
You
he's
will
not
like
gonna
it.
like it. You don't want to force JoJo to read it because then he's just gonna shit on it and.
Oh, that's sad. Well, don't
Literally,
worry.
I've tried to read just about everything. Even recently, I tried to read Promised Neverland because Neverland fans are like, please, you'll like it. I'm like, it's not the story. I promise you. It's just reading makes me want to fall asleep.
He just doesn't
I
like
just-
to read, bro.
Yeah, I just-
Bro, I have an ADHD, and your attention span seems to be out of the realm of ADHD.
It really is. Like my teachers were like, "Do you have?" Because I was really quiet and everything. They're like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like growing up, my teachers would be like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." Like they're like, "Okay, but you're not paying attention." I'm like, "Yeah, because you're boring."
Oh, oh my
Jesus
god.
Christ.
Yeah, and I was just like, I would rather listen to like entertaining things or watch something. That's
You
how
guys
I
took out the
learned.
class after
Reading
saying
just
that.
never taught me shit. reading never taught me.
I love reading, man. I love reading. Look,
I wish
Chibi, I
I-
can't complete my
I-
homework until the season is done.
It takes a rare.
Oh,
it's a
come
rare
on,
mood to
man.
read.
Come on, man. You can do it.
Chibi,
son.
you don't understand. We could do it. Zypher and I could both log off of this thing right now and be like, all right, let's start reading. But then there's no point in making reaction videos for the rest of the season.
Oh, speaking of that, I heard that ReZero content was getting striked. That's why I stopped putting them on YouTube.
It
That's
was.
Oh, okay. So I got
is.
striked. Let me explain about that. I'm actually dealing with a strike. So apparently there was like some form of bot that like hit like last week. It was a Katakawa bot that hit me, and it hit me Annie News as well. And I got it sorted out. It's gonna be disappearing probably in a week or so. But basically,
Was it David?
if you add, yeah, Dave saved me. But the thing is, though,
Dave, the legend. Yo, Zypher, you still got that image?
Yeah, no, I do, bro. Yeah, I do have the image, bro. I literally told you, bro. If you got a strike, go to David. David's the homie.
David.
no, yeah, Zypher hooked me up. But the
Legend.
thing about it though is that like it seems like they're striking actual footage, not images,
Mhm.
because
Mm.
that
That's all I
video
show.
the video they strike for me was a video I actually did a lot of footage for. I actually added footage for it.
No, so to give you guys a very easy thing I do to make sure I avoid strikes, and I have to always make sure of this, and this is how I've avoided copyright, because if you guys see my videos, I show full footage, like the whole screen, it's just me on top of it. The way I vote it is I make sure that it's maximum 10 seconds, and whatever the next cut is like...
Cypher, I'm gonna stop you because I can't put all this in the video that we're uploading because nobody needs to know all these secrets. So
Okay.
All we need to let you know is that thank you for joining us for the ReZero discussion. There's gonna be another one at the end of the season, and I'm gonna make sure that everybody here is there. But we're also I have 4 people in mind that I want to invite in addition. If you guys have any suggestions of people that you would like to see talk about ReZero with us, definitely leave it in the comments so I can check them out and see if I can get them to come through. But yeah, this was fun. This was a lot
Oh,
of
Really
fun.
fun, man. Really fun. Thank you for having me.
I had a good time. I'm so happy I could be here talking to everybody.
For sure.
Yeah, this was a blast.
And links to everybody's channels will be in the description of the video as always. So go check them out. Subscribe. I'm pretty sure. I know at this point, like every time I have people on for something, it's like if you watch me, you watch them already. But if you don't, link is gonna be there. All right. And we'll catch y'all later. Peace.